Years, 5 times they've been Stanley Cup champions. This year the Bruins won their division of the playoffs, and then the conference final they met the New York Islanders.
The Boston Bruins won Game 5. We pick up the action Game 6, Butch scoring 33 seconds into the hockey game with 2 beautiful moves.
Live from the Northalnds Coliseum in Edmonton, Alberta, WOR-TV presents Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals, the Edmonton Oilers and the New York Islanders. Hi again, everybody. I'm Jake McDonald with Ed Westfall. There are some developments surrounding Game 1 that have just broken in the last couple of minutes. Up-to-date news and not good news in one respect for the Islanders.
Bad news for the Islanders, Jiggs. Michael Bossy is not going to play in the hockey game. That's right, Mike Bossy is out. What we're told right now is that he has tonsillitis. It developed apparently yesterday, wasn't feeling that well. Came to skate this morning, did not skate, came to the rink tonight, was not able to dress. He's gone to the hospital, I assume, or back to the hotel. But Mike Bossy is not going to be in the lineup.
And from the plus side, the Islanders welcome back the services of Dave Langevin tonight. How do you view this series? As high scoring as everybody thought it would be?
I'm almost afraid of this series, Jiggs, but I don't think so. I think the Islanders know that they've got to play tight hockey, although we thought that with the Boston Bruins and there were a lot of goals. I think it's a wait and see. I don't know that the Islanders can keep Edmonton from scoring some.
Well, we'll find out momentarily. We'll return to the Northalnds Coliseum right after these messages. A year ago in the Stanley Cup Finals against the Vancouver Canucks, it was the crying towel. Well, here in Edmonton, the fans have come equipped and have been presented on their arrival tonight with the orange scarves with the lettering "Go For It," which is a bit of a takeoff on what the Islanders' approach has been to Stanley Cup number 4. They would become only the second team in the history of the league to win 4 consecutive cups if they should eliminate the Edmonton Oilers in this best-of-7 series. Al Arbor behind the Islander bench. You had a look at Glenn Sather a moment ago, and there you see the Campbell Conference banner, which has just been unveiled here at the Northalnds Coliseum. They swept the Chicago Blackhawks in 4 games to win the Clarence Campbell Conference. The teams lined up at their respective blue lines. Brown has been on their feet with a standing ovation for some time. You see the way the Oilers are lined up, almost shoulder to shoulder at their blue line. So we're ready for Game 1. The Islanders and the Oilers in Edmonton. Game 2 is here on Thursday night. The referee will be Andy Van Helleman, joined by Ray Scapanello and Ron Lynn as the linesman. Art Gauthier had been scheduled to work this game, but he has a bad leg and will not be able to participate. And there is Billy Smith, who comes into the game with a 3.08 goals against average. A record of 9 wins and 3 losses. And Andy Moog, who has played every game in the playoffs for Edmonton, losing only once, makes his 13th start. These 2 teams met once before. It was the quarterfinals in 1981, and the Islanders prevailed 4 games to 2. The Oilers have come a long way since then. So have the Islanders to become 3-time Stanley Cup champions, and we're ready for Game 1 as Crutchet centers for Tonelli and Nystrom with Potvin and Persson on the points. The Oilers back in their own zone. Moog played it up the right side, held in at the line by Tonelli. Nystrom chases it. Gregg put it right on Tonelli's stick. A drive. Moog got a piece of it. Tonelli unable to center the rebound as he's tied up by Randy Gregg. Crutchet in forechecking, gets it back to Nystrom. Bobby Nystrom trying to come out of the corner. Turn to get away from the check of Ray Cote. Drops it into the corner for Tonelli. The Islanders doing the job in the Edmonton zone. Nystrom unable to pick up the pass, however. And here's Pat Hughes down right wing. Gave it to Hunter, and his shot went off Persson and wide. Hughes fires it around the boards. Jackson in off the left point. Took it off the glass. Turns. A weak shot is picked off by Crutchet. And the Islanders come to center ice. A pass to Tonelli. Tonelli over the line with a drive. Moog the save. Here's Blaine Sutter trying to get a stick on it. Couldn't control it. Now Anderson takes Gretzky's pass. Cuts down the right wing side at center ice. Anderson trying to cut in. Shoots, fifth to save. And Morrow was there to clear the rebound. The best chance of the game thus far. Hoodie at the right point. Sets up Gretzky back of the net. Wayne Gretzky comes out, backhanded it wide. Anderson shoots it out in front. Smith got in front of it. There's going to be a penalty on the play. Thomas Johnson, who was without a stick, had to take the man. We get a break in the action. There is no score. This game is coming to you from Edmonton, Alberta.
1 minute, 15.
Glenn Anderson speed. Ken Morrow has to pull him down as the Edmonton Oilers swarm all around Billy Smith out from the side of the net. Gretzky tried to put it in on a wraparound attempt. Ken Morrow gets a holding penalty, and Edmonton goes to the power play.
The penalty called at the 1:15 mark. The Oilers, with a good power play, get it back to the left point for Coffey. His shot went wide of Billy Smith, and there's Potvin. Potvin up the middle to Goring, and Hoodie came across to break up the play. Hoodie to Anderson who missed the pass. Here's Stefan Persson. Persson brings it across the Edmonton line, ragging the puck, then plays it around the boards. Moog out of the net. Left it for Coffey. Billy Carroll and Butch Goring killing it off with Potvin and Persson on the points. The Oilers trying to come out of their own zone. Coffey chased back by the checking of Goring. Now Coffey lost the handle on it. Long pass to Gretzky. Faked the shot. Moves in deep. Centers and tipped in off the stick of Smith as Curry made contact. Billy Carroll left it for Potvin, and the Islander captain clears it down the ice. 52 seconds gone, and the penalty against Morrow. Coffey ahead to Gretzky is checked at center ice by Bourne. Now Hoodie on the right side gets over the Islander line. Charlie Hoodie drops it off. His shot is deflected as Curry lets one go, and it comes up on the near side for Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky centering. Lindstrom took it back of the net, put it out in front, and Hoodie's shot was blocked. Hoodie without a helmet now, and the Islanders have cleared it with 40 seconds remaining in Morrow's penalty. Bourne into forecheck, turned Hoodie around. Bourne freezes it on the boards, and there's no further play. Billy Carroll comes in a little late. Some pushing and shoving, but nothing too serious. You just joined us. The Islanders are without Michael Bossy, and you look at number 99.
Had a good opportunity already. The good speed. Curry, Anderson, Gretzky. They have lots of speed. Coffey, Hoodie. They can all motor. Hunter is a good skater. Billy Carroll, good defensive move a moment ago. As Hoodie moved in from the right point position, Carroll went down to block the shot. Hoodie was only about 30 feet out. Carroll blocked the shot that Hoodie let go.
It's being referred to as the Dream Series. It's also a series of youth and exuberance against poise and experience. Now Lowe across the Islander line with a pass to Messier. Right side, Lindstrom shot. Lindstrom, rather, and it was gloved by Billy Smith, and we'll get a face-off to the left of the net.
Welcome back, Dave Langevin. His first shift on the ice, plays a lick on number 11, Mark Messier. He has the best speed of any of the Oilers. As I said, they all are charged and good skaters. Messier, with or without the puck, has exceptional speed, acceleration.
Edmonton, during the playoffs, scoring at the rate of just over 6 goals a game, 6.2 in the playoffs. The Islanders scoring at a rate of 4.8 goals a game. Killing off a penalty here as Trottier has shot it down the ice. Andy Moog leaves it for Kevin Lowe. Going into forecheck. Lowe played it to the right side. Yari Curry across the Islander line. Works it in around the boards. Anderson comes in off the left side. Fired it through in front of it off Billy Carroll and bounced right to Smith. So we're going to face off deep in the Islander zone. The penalty to Morrow has expired. We get a break in the action here. 16:45 left in the period. The score, Islanders nothing, Oilers nothing. Ray Cote is on the face-off for Edmonton against Trottier. Delayed penalty call in effect here. It'll be an elbow handed out by referee Andy Van Helleman. Dave Hunter follows Van Helleman to the penalty box.
Offensive zone, too, Jake. Something I'm sure that Glenn Sather, general manager and coach of the Edmonton Oilers, does not want to see. In the penalty box early, Dave Hunter, an elbow right here, vicious elbow on Thomas Johnson. Islanders would like to make that costly to the Edmonton Oilers as they go to the power play.
Hunter was the man we expected to see shadow Mike Bossy in the first 2 games, but Bossy out with tonsillitis. Got a look at Glenn Sather and John Muckler, one of the assistant coaches here in Edmonton. The Islanders with the power play. It's Trottier with Kaller and Clark Gillies on the wings. Johnson and Potvin on the points. Gretzky is out as a penalty killer for Edmonton. Clark Gillies gave the puck to Johnson. The Trottier, and it was out of his reach. So the Oilers set up at their own territory. Gregg played it across. Jackson pass went right to Potvin, who comes over the line. Danny Potvin to Gillies, moves in, shoots. Oh, Moog just got a piece of it off the heel of the stick. It comes out in front and backhanded wide by Kaller. Gretzky able to clear it to center, and Thomas Johnson races back. A minute 25 left in this power play. Johnson, a long pass to the left side, a heavy collision, and we've got an injury. Johnson, rather, is down on the ice in the center ice area. Edmonton will be 2 men short as a result, but trainer Ron Waske is out to attend to Thomas Janssen. 1 by 1.
Headhunting, Jake. That's got to be headhunting. There's no question they're after Thomas Janssen. You saw Hunter. We showed you on the replay of Hunter. Here, right here, look at the stick up. That's vicious. That's a 5-minute penalty. I don't care. He has to call it. He's forced to call it. If he remembers anything about the check, Van Helleman has to give him a 5-minute major for that one. Thomas Janssen, who has been outstanding for the Islanders throughout the season and throughout the playoffs, a target by Edmonton. They would like to get him backing up, not playing with the confidence that he's played with all season long. They've run at him twice here in the first period.
The referee put his arm up only to indicate that he was calling the play. There is no penalty.
How about that?
Unbelievable.
I'm yelling he should be getting 5 minutes, and he doesn't get anything.
Here's Potvin leading the rush into the Edmonton zone with a drive off the catching glove of Bogue. Messier comes out on the left side. Long pass, knocked down at center ice. Gillies is bumped. Keller knocked it loose. There's Trottier dumping it back into the Islanders zone. And when one of the Oilers went down, the crowd reacted to that. Kenny Potvin takes a look. Got it ahead to Gillies. Back to Persson. Now to Gillies on right wing into the Edmonton zone. Dropped it off. It's broken up and cleared down the ice by Messier. 40 seconds left in the penalty time to Hunter as Billy Smith leaves it for Persson. Stephen Persson takes a look. Gave it to Dwayne Sutter. Right side to Brent. It was broken up at center ice and shot down into the Islanders zone by Curry. Persson over to Bourne. Gretzky forechecking for Edmonton. Bourne gave it to Persson, then right back to Bobby Bourne. Rink wide to Dwayne Sutter at center ice. Sutter flips it into the Edmonton zone. Fogelin chases it. Bourne in quickly. Brent Sutter got a stick on it. Can't put it out in front as he ran into low. Brent Sutter to Bob Bourne. Back to Brent Sutter. Tries to cut in. Did and shot it wide. Dwayne Sutter on the right wing. Around the boards to Bourne. Looks for somebody in front. The pass to Dwayne Sutter. Broken up by Curry. Dwayne Sutter recovers. Gives it to Bourne. Fogelin broke up that move. Gains it 6 aside. Here's Bourne. Back to the point to Persson. Persson shot went off the stick. Brought in by Bourne. His drive. They score! Wayne Sutter backhands it by Moog, and the Islanders lead 1-0.
The Sutter brothers and Bob Bourne continue. Here's the shot. Stefan Persson partially broken up to Bourne. His shot and the rebound right onto the stick of Dwayne Sutter. And with the open net staring at him, he slides an easy backhander into the net behind Andy Moog. Watch the puck come off. Moog right to Sutter, and he easily makes it 1-0 for the New York Islanders.
The Islanders have had 6 shots on goal. The Oilers have had 5.
Scored by number 12, Dwayne Sutter. The assist to number 14, Bob Bourne. And number 7, Stefan Persson.
You heard the announcement on the Islander goal coming at 5:36. Brumley setting up in the Islander zone was checked by Gord Lane.
New York goal.
Finelli, Nystrom, and Goring are the forwards. Finelli to Goring. It went off his stick. Goring across the line. Was checked. There's Semenko. Semenko bothered by Nystrom as he cleared it to center ice. Gordy Lane is back. The pass to Finelli bounced over his stick. Coffey comes over the center ice stripe. Into the Islander zone. His drive sailed over top of the net. Smith out of the goal. Dives on the puck. And there's no further play. 13:46 left in the opening period. Islanders up 1-0 as this game comes to you live from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Ironic as it may be, Gord Lane out on the ice after Thomas Janssen twice. Oilers run at him, made contact both times, and now Lane is in the lineup.
Lane and Morrow teamed up on defense. Trottier out as the extra center with Goring and Nystrom. The puck moved to the Edmonton line. Here's Messier on right wing. Across to Lindstrom. Lindstrom to Linsman. He shoots. Billy Smith the pad save, and Nystrom picks up the rebound. Dumps it around the boards. Trottier on the left side. Cleared it, but not out. There's Lindstrom. Willie Lindstrom's shot was blocked by Lane. Ahead it goes to Trottier when bouncing off his leg. Jackson fires one. Smith grabs it and holds on. Jackson, a long, slow shot, it appeared, off the left point. Messier in stirring things up a little bit again in front of the Islander goalie.
A gesture, Jiggs. He pointed the stick at Gord Lane as if to say, maybe I'm after you next. Billy Smith, that puck took a funny bounce. I think it hit one of the Islanders as it came off the stick of Jackson. And Smith seemed to stare at it and make a couple of different odd moves before he finally got a hold of it.
Now Cote at center ice to take this face-off for Edmonton. He came up, well, just for the playoffs. Has not played a regular season game in the National Hockey League. Vogelin from the blue line. Billy Smith got his stick hand in front of it. Goes back to the net. Edmonton trying to set something up. Hughes checked there by Trottier. Ryan Trottier turns to get away from Cote. Now gives it to Denny Potvin. Out of his own zone, went left side to Bourne. Bob Bourne's pass went bouncing off Caller. Loose puck for Cote. Cote to Hughes. Potvin ties him up at center ice, and the puck is loose again. Vogelin to the Islanders' zone. Went to dump one in. It was blocked. Came out in front to Cote, and it was knocked off the stick by Persson. Cote around the boards. Hughes trying to move it out in front. Did. It went off. Hunter takes a run at Clark Gillies, and the Islanders have moved it to center ice. Cote comes back. 12 and a half minutes to play in the opening period. Vogelin to the Islanders' zone. The play broken up there. Now the Oilers going to stick on it again, but Persson got back in time. Persson to Trottier. Backhands it out of his own zone. Hunter has it at center ice. He's joined now by Gretzky, but Persson broke up the pass. Gave it to Gillies, to Dwayne Sutter. Went off his skates at center ice. Long pass to Anderson as the Oilers continue to make player changes. Anderson takes a dive. No penalty. Thomas Johnson back on defense to Persson, and he's cleared it to center ice. Coffey back in the Edmonton zone. Takes a look at the options. Played it up the right side to Gretzky. Johnson right up on top of him. Forces the Oilers deep in their own zone. Charlie Hoodie in after it. Gave it to Paul Coffey. Coffey, long pass to Gretzky, but bouncing off his stick. Morrow came over for the Islanders. Got it to Brent Sutter, who carries it back into his own zone. Brent Sutter off the boards, out to center ice, across two lines and offside. A break in the action. 11:34 to play in the opening period. The score, the Islanders 1, the Oilers nothing. Brent Sutter centers for Bob Bourne and Dwayne Sutter. Morrow and Johnson on defense for the Islanders. Ralston is out with Lumley and Semenko for Edmonton. The puck comes right out in front, and Semenko shot it wide. Coffey and Dwayne Sutter bump. Brent Sutter knocks the puck loose. Lumley and Morrow in a heavy collision. It's centered back to the right point. Hoodie backhands it around the boards, out of the reach of Semenko. Ralston comes in on the left wing. Ralston bumped by Brent Sutter, and the Islanders break out. Brent Sutter played one off the boards, regains control of it at center ice, and tipped it into the Edmonton zone. There's Coffey. Swung away from the check of Brent Sutter. Three Oilers on the right side as Coffey comes over the line. Johnson steps in front of him, and Bob Bourne starts out of the corner. Gave it to Brent Sutter. Out of Morrow. Morrow with Nystrom as they come to the Edmonton line. Kenny Morrow a drive, and it's grabbed by Moog, who'll hold it for a face-off.
Game got close checking for a while, Jake, but the team's a lot of energy. They want to skate. Pretty good hitting in the hockey game. Ken Morrow's shot handled by Moog that time. Morrow was trying to time his shot so that Bob Nystrom, who had circled in front of him, could get around looking for the rebound.
Now Gretzky and Goring on the face-off. Jackson back of the net was checked by Goring. There's Gretzky playing it to the right side. Intercepted by Nystrom, who couldn't control it. It's knocked loose for Butch Goring. Goring plays it back of the net. Moog moved out to cut it off for Jackson. Jackson to Anderson. To Gretzky at center ice. Now to Curry. Gary Curry to Gretzky. Moves in. Can't get around Persson. Was knocked down, and there'll be a penalty to Stefan Persson, setting up the second Edmonton power play. Gretzky gets up a little slowly. There's a break in the action with the score. The New York Islanders 1, the Edmonton Oilers nothing.
Stefan Persson brings down number 99, Wayne Gretzky. And he gets a penalty for tripping. So Edmonton get their second power play opportunity of this hockey game here in the first period.
Linsman facing off against Trottier. The Islanders got control of it. Morrow to Trottier, and he's dumped it into center ice. Gregg hustles back. Trottier is replaced now by Billy Carroll. Morrow and Potvin on defense. They watch Linsman starting out down the right side. Billy Carroll slowed him up a little. Potvin steps in front of him, and Carroll comes back to clear the puck right to Lindstrom. Lindstrom can't center as Morrow tied him up. Potvin moves it up the right side, held in at the point by Lowe. Got it to Linsman. Linsman comes in deep. Into the corner it goes. Lindstrom knocked down. Messier can't get a stick on it. Here's Linsman. Kenny Linsman. Unable to get it to Lowe. Went to the corner instead for Lindstrom. Down to Messier to the right point. There's Kevin Lowe. Lowe in deep. Drops it back to Messier. Mark Messier playing with a sore shoulder. Went to go rink wide. Now Linsman gets a piece of it. Runs into his teammate Lowe, and a hand pass is called against the Oilers. They've used up 57 seconds of this penalty against Stefan Persson.
Close-up look at Ken Linsman, wearing number 13. One-time Philadelphia Flyer, 24 years old. His 6th professional season. 5th in the National Hockey League.
The Oilers would also
Second choice of Philadelphia's.
For participating in the
They acquired him via Hartford. He never played a game for the Hartford Whalers, one of those three-corner trades. Markow went to Philadelphia. Linsman ended up here, and there's Anderson with a shot, but a save by Smith. Curry from back of the net puts it out in front and went bouncing wide. Here's Anderson again to Coffey. Coffey shot it to the far corner for Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky centers. Anderson went to the backhand. Johnson chased it behind the net. Here's Anderson trying to center. Billy Smith took a swing at him with the stick. There's going to be an Islander penalty on the play. Coffey went to center one. Anderson is checked, and Smith will be penalized, giving Edmonton a two-man advantage for the next 34 seconds.
Bad penalty for a goaltender, Billy Smith, to take. Persson in the penalty box for tripping, has 34 seconds still remaining on his penalty. Here's Anderson as he goes behind the net. Look at Billy Smith swing the stick back, hit Anderson with it. Anderson, you see his knee collapse. He went down holding it. Whether or not he was hurt or not is hard to tell, but he draws the attention of Andy Van Helleman, the referee. Langevin will serve the penalty, or will he? Yes. He was on the ice at the time. Billy Smith a moment ago. Quite a save right there with his right leg as Edmonton moved in quickly from point-blank range. Anderson got a shot away, and Smith kicked it out.
So Langevin serves the penalty against Billy Smith. 34 seconds left in Persson's penalty, and Bob Bourne got the draw to Morrow to the point, and it comes outside the Islander line. Coffey just did get it away from Bourne, sends Hoodie over the line, but it's offside as Anderson had been bumped solidly by Potvin, bringing him across the blue line, and there's going to be a penalty against Anderson. So the Edmonton two-man advantage disappears quickly as Anderson goes off for interference.
Gave it right back. Makes coaches mad. Get an advantage in a hockey game. They're trailing by one in, and they hand it right back. They had a two-man advantage with Persson and Smith both in the penalty box for the Islanders. There's Glenn Sather. Has to be seething. Doesn't believe. Can't argue the point, though.
39-year-old coach, general manager, vice president of hockey operations with Edmonton. Played 9 seasons in the NHL with about a half a dozen different teams. We watch Coffey come in off the left point now. Lets one go. Smith kicks it out, and there's Bourne. Bob Bourne with Gretzky trying to hustle back. Bourne into the Edmonton zone. Couldn't get to the backhand as Gretzky checked him. Bourne recovers in the corner, is knocked down by Curry, and play is called. They'll face off outside the Edmonton blue line.
Who said that Wayne Gretzky can't check? Gretzky has quick speed, but Bourne was starting to pull away. Gretzky smartly reached out with his stick in his right hand and knocked it away. There's a shot by Coffey. Can he drill him? Billy Smith kicked it right onto Bourne's stick, and away he comes. Here comes Gretzky moving in. Another stride, but Bourne had to try and control the puck. He stopped skating, and when he did, Gretzky was right beside him to knock the puck away. There he is, led the league in scoring again this year, leads the league in playoff scoring, or leads the playoffs in scoring. Top 10 scorers in the league, 4 of them are Edmonton Oilers.
Now Linsman following the face-off, gets over the Islander line with Messier on the far wing, took the pass, shot it wide of Smith. Overhaulin off the right point. It was blocked by Butch Goring. Lowe comes to the left side, works it into the corner to Linsman, was checked by Johnson, and Potvin moves it ahead to Goring. Teams are at 5 aside at the moment as Butch Goring tried to go rink wide to Tonelli, picks up a bouncing puck, can't get in around Lowe. Tonelli recovers on the boards. Lowe knocks it away from him, got it to Mark Messier. Now to leave Fogelin over the Islander line. Fogelin chased to the corner by Johnson. Fogelin puts it out in front, away from Gretzky, and it's loose at center ice. 54 seconds left in Billy Smith's penalty. They watch Kevin Lowe pull the puck back from Tonelli and outfeed it to Gregg. Randy Gregg, the doctor, checked at center ice by Trottier. Now to Tonelli, one man back. Tonelli a drive. Moog the save. Tonelli the rebound, and Moog got the pads up to block that. Out come the Oilers. Curry at center ice. Gary Curry checked. Gretzky brings it in offside. 30 seconds left in the penalty against Billy Smith. Andy Moog stood John Tonelli on his ear.
They had told us he was playing good playoff hockey. Andy Moog, he's tested here. Look at the screenshot. Moog got his right leg on. Rebound, John Tonelli. Moog gets that one also as he goes down with both pads. John Tonelli, good shot, the opening shot. Stopped by Moog in the rebound. Moog also got that one off the stick of John Tonelli.
The Islanders faced Moog only once in the 3 games of the regular season, beating him here in Edmonton by a 4-2 score. He was a hero in the playoffs in the series against Montreal. Back in 1981, we watch Johnson come over the line on the far side. Was checked, and the puck is cleared by Jari Kurri. Morrow hustles back. Kenny Morrow turning in his own zone. 6 seconds left in Billy Smith's penalty as Morrow gave it to Johnson. Johnson backhands it off the boards out to center ice. There's Gregg clearing it into the penalty box just as Langevin had stepped out on the ice. So now 7 ticks of the clock left in Anderson's penalty, and the teams will be at full strength again.
Pretty even period so far, Jake. But Dwayne Sutter's goal from Bourne and Pearson back at around the 5-minute mark, giving the Islanders a 1-0 lead. Take a look down the bench of the Edmonton Oilers. And then at Dwayne Sutter from Viking, Alberta. That's only 70 miles from Edmonton, south and east of here.
The Sutter family with 2 boys with the Islanders, 2 boys with Lethbridge, who are playing in the Memorial Cup Finals, the junior hockey championships. They're being played in Portland, Oregon, is it?
Portland, right.
Down offside is called, so we get a break in the action. The team's at equal strength again. This game is coming to you from Edmonton, Alberta. Face off just outside the Edmonton line. Brent Sutter against Cote. Hunter got a stick on the puck, gave it to Jackson. Across the far side, that's Randy Gregg. The Cote comes over center ice, shot it in wide of Billy Smith. Hunter in after it, can't center as Blaine Sutter tied him up. Now Pearson runs into Hunter. Sutter unable to pull the puck off the boards, and we'll get a face-off to the right of the Islander goal. We'll have game 2 of this series right here on WOR-TV Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And the series shifts to the Nassau Coliseum for games on Saturday and Tuesday, a week from tonight. Game 5, if necessary, would be here in Edmonton a week from Thursday. Would continue at the Coliseum a week from this coming Saturday. And would finish, if it went the full 7 games, on Tuesday, May 24th in Edmonton. Brent Sutter battled for the puck, got it around the boards. Randy Gregg turns at the blue line, centered one in front of it off the skates of Hunter, and Smith covers up quickly.
Neither goaltender taking any chances. Loose pucks around the net. They grab onto quickly. Players move in quickly looking for the loose one, but the goaltenders are not going to give them the opportunity. There's number 21, Randy Gregg, 27 years old. He signed as a free agent March of 1982. He was the captain of the Canadian Olympic team. 1980.
Hughes with a shot that went wide of Billy Smith. Langevin comes over, runs into Cote, and Brent Sutter got the puck to Bourne. He has dumped it down the boards into the Edmonton zone. Jackson chasing it. We get an icing call against the New York Islanders with 5 minutes and 54 seconds left in the opening period. The New York Islanders Summer Hockey School will get underway on July 11th at Cadillac Park in Hicksville, Long Island. Will be conducted in 8 one-week sessions running through until September 3rd. For information on how you can attend the New York Islanders Nassau County Summer Hockey School, call area code 516-935-3501. Diggs McDonald and Ed Westfall here at Edmonton. Trottier on the straw against Cote. Islanders up 1-0 on Dwayne Sutter's goal back at 5:36. A quick shot right from the draw. Smith was there. Around the boards, here's Hunter trying to center. Hughes put it out in front of the goal, and Langevin works it up the left wing boards and out into center ice. Trache replaced now by Tonelli. Doring and Nystrom, the other forwards for the Islanders. Hunter down right wing. Johnson stepped in front of him. Wrestling match for the puck, and Hunter's backhand shot was turned aside by Billy Smith. Nystrom unable to stick handle cleanly. Johnson brings it over the center ice stripe to the Edmonton line. A quick shot. Blocked by Moog. There's Jackson with it. Jackson, long pass to Hunter down the left wing side into the Islanders' zone. His shot was deflected by Janssen. Langevin up the left side. There's a delayed penalty call in effect here against Edmonton. The Islanders come over center ice. Tonelli into the Edmonton zone is grabbed and spun around by Fogelin, and as Lowe picks up the puck. The first penalty, the elbowing call, will be handed out here to Dave Hunter. A break in the action. 5 minutes and 3 seconds left in the first period. The score, the Islanders 1, the Oilers nothing.
25-year-old Hunter. Watch the right elbow of Hunter as he swings back. Whoa, Thomas Johnson just ducked under it. Hunter got a penalty earlier for elbowing, doing the same thing, only he connected on Thomas Johnson that time. And, of course, cut Thomas Johnson down in the center ice area where there was no call. And that time gets called again to go to the penalty box for elbowing.
The Edmonton penalty killers in the regular season were 9th best in the NHL. They have just broken up the Islander power play, and Potvin took this man down, so there goes the power play as he spun Messier around. 10 seconds into the power play, and now they're at 5 aside.
Anderson did it for the Edmonton Oilers. Back at 11-19. Dennis Potvin gets trapped, and he pulled down Mark Messier, the speed merchant, and he gets a hooking penalty. So he evens up the side. Dennis Potvin nullifying the Islanders' power play when Hunter got an elbowing penalty just a few seconds ago.
7th penalty of the period handed out by referee Andy Van Helleman. The Islanders are trying to make a late change. Trache is arguing the point with referee Andy Van Helleman. Al Arbor is up on the bench and waving his arms, as you see. Very seldom do you see Al Arbor get so demonstrative in his appeal to the referee. But now Langevin is over to complain to Van Helleman.
I think he's mad at him, Jakes, because of the attacks on Thomas Johnson. Thomas, not an aggressive player in his style. Hunter trying to take advantage of that. That makes Arbor mad. Of course, the fact that Thomas Johnson was brutally attacked at center ice and no penalty call on it has to make him irate.
That, and now, of course, the fact that he wasn't allowed to make a player change doesn't help things.
He gets caught on that a lot.
Langevin picks up the puck back of the net. Tried the right wing out of the reach of Kaller. Here's Lowe for the Oilers. He's checked, and Anders Kaller missed Trache with the pass. Fogelin has it at the Edmonton line. Gives it to Messier. Messier turned in front of his own net as Trache was in deep. Messier to Lowe. There's a penalty call coming here as Trache was hooked by Linston. Edmonton will be a man short.
Poor mistakes, bad mistakes by both teams. Linsman now has drawn a hooking penalty or an interference penalty, whichever, and has gone to the penalty box. It was on Brian Trache, just inside his own blue line.
2 minutes for hooking.
Hooking call against Klinsman at 15:34. We look at it again as he pulls Trache around.
I think both teams are guilty now, Jiggs, of taking several dives. We saw Messier do it. We saw Trache do it just then, but he got the call he was looking for. Linsman goes to the box.
And here's Persson handling the puck at the right point. He and Janssen move in. Janssen takes the puck on the far side, gave it to Persson. To Trache, couldn't backhand one by Moog. Thomas Janssen controls it. Takes the shot into Trache, slips it right into the goal mouth, and it's cleared aside by Kevin Lowe. Fogelin fired it to the line, held in by Janssen. Now to Persson. Over to Janssen, moves in. Fogelin went down to block it. Janssen holds on to the puck. Thomas Janssen to Persson. Back to Janssen. That hit Gretzky. Comes back to Janssen now. He winds up. Takes it. Moves in. Cranks up again. Give it to Trache, and he tipped it wide. Trache from back of the net. Out in front to Persson. He shoots. Folds the save, and Fogelin picked up the rebound out of Kaller's reach and has shot it down the ice. Oh, it bounced off the boards, and Smith had to come back. Dives in front of it for a spectacular stop. Won't be any oxygen left in this building the way the crowd oohed on that one. They gasped, and here's Bourne back to Thomas Johnson. Johnson shooting, Bold to save, and he holds on to it.
A freak bounce off the glass a moment ago, and Billy Smith, having kept his eye on the puck, has to always do that. Lee Fogel in number 2 shoots it out. It hit up on the boards. It hit right where the glass, 2 pieces of glass joined. Smith was starting to head behind the net. Had he gone any further, he'd have never got back in time. That puck was on the net as it took an awkward bounce off the glass.
Now let's set the stage. 16 seconds remaining in the penalty against Hunter. That was the first of the 3 that were called here. The Potvin has 26 seconds left, and we have 53 seconds remaining in the penalty to Lindsman. Just over 3 minutes remaining. Opening period in Edmonton. Bob Bourne against Mark Messier on the draw, and the Oilers clear it back of the net. Gregg managed to pull it away from Bourne, who had fallen, and he has shot it down the ice. Smith will leave it for Persson. Coming up on the first intermission, a tribute to the Boston Bruins and the season they had. Thomas Johnson across the line, offside on the play. Games now are at 5 aside with 7 seconds left in Potvin's penalty. And the Islanders will have a 27-second power play to work on again.
Both goaltenders have been sharp in the first period. Moog tested probably a little more consistently than has Billy Smith. Take a close look at Brent Sutter. What a playoff he's been having.
Faced off here against Pat Hughes, but the Oilers control it. Jackson went in deep. Jackson up the left side to Gregg. Now to Hunter. Hunter went right side to Hughes, who was off his stick. He recovers. Shot it off the side of the Islander goal. Persson ties up the man. Billy Smith comes out of the net handling the puck with a pass for Bourne. Bob Bourne into center ice. They started out 3-on-2. Now the Oilers get back quickly. Dwayne Sutter goes into the corner. Gave it to Brent Sutter. Brent Sutter shot from a bad angle. Comes bouncing off the boards down into the Islanders zone, and the teams are at 6 aside again. Islanders 1, Oilers nothing. Persson around the boards, out into center ice. Picking it up at the Edmonton line. This is Coffey. He and Hoodie are teamed up in defense. Coffey shoots it into the Islanders zone. Billy Smith plays it to the right side for Nystrom. Up the back of the net, there's Lindsman. To Messier, went to the backhand, and it was blocked by Potvin. Here's Coffey with the backhander. Smith got in front of that. Coffey and Tonelli go to the corner boards. Lindsman holds it in at the blue line. Kenny Lindsman's shot went to Messier instead to Lindsman. Can't feel it out in front of the net. Smith pokes it to the corner. There's Coffey centering out of the reach. Comes back to the blue line. Hoodie fires it wide. And Tonelli is able to tip it into the center ice zone. The Oilers shot it right back in again offside, catching Lindsman and Coffey in the Islander end. They move it around so well, don't they?
They do. They pass the puck very well, Jiggs. And, of course, that's the way to handle it when you're on a power play. You want to get somebody out of position, so you either move the body or move the puck. Or, if you can, move both. And Edmonton did both that time. They could not get a good, clean shot at Billy Smith.
Now the puck comes back to Coffey following the face-off. Paul Coffey played it into the skates of Curry. Hoodie comes over the line, was slowed up from behind by Tonelli, and Johnson rides him into the boards. Anderson centers one. Coffey from the blue line. He shoots, Fitz the save. Loose puck on the rebound is cleared by Johnson to Nystrom. Nystrom into center ice. Rolls up the play as he turns. Works it back into his own zone for Thomas Johnson. Johnson to Morrow. Morrow's pass almost intercepted by Anderson. He fired it toward the net. Gretzky was there, but Goring stepped in front of him, and Johnson gives the puck to Nystrom. Bobby Nystrom to John Tonelli. Tonelli across the Edmonton line. The puck slipped off his stick, and he is bumped solidly. He and Kevin Lowe, and the Oilers are able to shoot it down the ice. 50 seconds remaining in the period. Icing against Edmonton, and out at center ice, Lowe and Tonelli have the sticks up in the air. Nystrom comes in. There's Trache as well. Nothing develops. They'll face off to the left of Andy Moe. The only goal came at 5:36. Wayne Sutter getting it.
There's the collision. John Tonelli, Kevin Lowe. Tonelli, a hard man to hit. Elbows and legs are always in motion. It's like trying to grab a porcupine.
I Never tried that.
Don't.
You sound like the voice of experience.
My hound, though, he knows.
And your automobile?
Yes.
Nasty critters. Those porcupines. Cote and Trache on this face-off. The puck went to Gillies off the tip of his stick, and the Oilers start out quickly. Messier over the line. Messier unable to center the puck, and Popan has shot it down the ice. And again, the New York Islanders are going to be called for icing late in this period. The Oilers have been idle since a week ago tonight when they eliminated the Chicago Blackhawks in 4 straight games. The Islanders finished up their series with the Boston Bruins, and will pay tribute to the Bruins on our first intermission tonight. That concluded on Saturday, and an optional practice on Sunday, a workout yesterday before flying to Edmonton. They skated this morning, and of course, we'll have a full-scale practice again tomorrow in preparation for Game 2. That's all down the road, so to speak.
I think if they had it right, the Oilers, Jigs, had played but 2 games in something like 13 days, trying to keep pace with the Islanders and the Boston Bruins as they battled to 6 games. Edmonton was cleaning up on Chicago in 4 straight.
You saw Kenny Linsman on the face-off. He went over top of Trache, and Bourne on the far boards is bumped by Lindstrom. Bourne got the puck loose. It's in a pile-up again. Now Linsman is checked by Popan. Popan being grabbed by Linsman. He likes to freeze it. They'll face off to the left of Billy Smith. We're down to 22 seconds remaining in this opening period. Want to send along our best wishes for a speedy recovery to a good Islander fan who is recovering. We'll talk about that in a moment as we watch this replay.
Right from the face-off, Brian Trache. What some consider face-off interference on number 13, Ken Linsman. Linsman going straight ahead. Trache left the stick right where he had taken the face-off, and Linsman went down over it.
Just going to say that Bobby Myers, Carl Myers' wife, good Islander fans, is recuperating from a heart attack suffered about a week ago, and we send along our best wishes. Lovely lady who deserves better. Here's Bourne out to center ice. Long shot kicked out by Moog. It comes up on this left wing side, and Lowe tips it to center. Lindstrom goes rink wide. Took it off the board, shot it into the Islanders zone. Billy Smith cuts it off, and that's going to do it for the opening period as Potvin moves it up to Gillies. The horn sounds, ending the first period. The Islanders get the only goal of the period. Some words are exchanged. Billy Smith, you see him head for the bench. There was some heavy hitting, but the Islanders get the only goal, and at the end of one period, our score, the New York Islanders 1, the Edmonton Oilers 0. We'll be back with a recap right after these messages. Bourne and Stefan Persson, the Islanders lead 1-0. What do you have planned for us tomorrow? We're still going out and chill the soil here with Craig Cameron?
Yeah, I think probably our old teammate, one-time Islander, Craig Cameron, a farmer here in the Edmonton area. Gentleman farmer, but he actually gets in there and does some plowing and digging. We're going to go out and check out his farm and see how straight he can plow the roads.
With our luck, we might hit oil.
Yeah. Knowing him, he probably would. I hope he can drive a tractor better than he could drive a car.
Here we go, second period. Trache between Stanley and Nystrom on the draw. Cote for Edmonton knocked the puck loose. Nystrom turns Gregg around and got it into the Edmonton zone. Stanley went into forecheck. There's Jackson back on defense around to Hunter. Now to Cote. 2-on-2 as they come over the Islander line. Cote trying to cut in. Centers. Fifth steered it aside, and Trache got back in time to give it to Potvin. Up the left wing. It's held in by Gregg. His shot knocked down in front as it hit Persson. Stanley fades it across, but the whistle is sounded. Persson, though, knocked it down and then fed it ahead with a hand pass.
Edmonton trying to get the message through. They want another fast start here at the beginning of the second period. Skating and hustling. Gregg let that shot go from just inside the blue line. Persson got his right hand on it, knocked it down. That's where the hand pass came from.
Both teams made some changes. Bob Bourne has come out to take this face-off against Wayne Gretzky. Now Bourne moves back to the edge of the face-off circle, and Trache comes in. Gretzky got it to Anderson. To Hoodie. His shot from the point hit Morrow. Anderson goes to the corner. Knocked it away from Thomas Janssen. Anderson and Janssen tie up one another, and Janssen is going to the penalty box. The shot is grabbed by Billy Smith, And a holding penalty here sets up an Edmonton power play. There's a break in the action. This game is coming to you live from Edmonton, Alberta.
Thomas Johnson on Glenn Anderson. You see the left hand of Thomas Johnson. Anderson fell to the ice. I think he took a little bit of a dive, but it was a penalty. So Thomas Johnson puts the Islanders short-handed.
Here's Coffey at the line over to Hoodie. His pass hit Trottier, and he slapped it off the boards and into the Edmonton zone.
Poor gamble by Hoodie, Jiggs. He tried to slide the puck between the legs of Trottier. It was not successful.
This is the fourth power play of the game for the Oilers. Anderson leads the rush. Curry moves in. The pass didn't arrive as Persson broke it up. Coffey at the blue line put it right on Popvan's stick. Up the middle of the ice off Billy Carroll and into the Edmonton zone. This is Coffey with it to Hoodie. Carroll stayed into forecheck, almost broke up the play. Coffey across to Hoodie. Off his skates, it went to Anderson. Glenn Anderson over center ice. Gave it to Gretzky. Gretzky into the Islander territory. Marks at the blue line. Comes across to the right side, then dumped it into the corner for Hoodie. Charlie Hoodie to Gretzky. That hit Goring. Gretzky picks it up. Played it off the boards. Hoodie is turned around, and the Islanders break out, led by Billy Carroll. One man back as Carroll tries to move it on Coffey. Holds on to the puck. Takes it to the boards. Kills off some precious time. Gretzky is checked by Bourne, and now Coffey moves it to center. Gretzky picks it up. Comes over the line. Fakes the shot, but the whistle sounds for an offside.
Back checking for the Islanders. That's what they call it in hockey, as Thomas Johnson sits out the remainder of his holding penalty. 44 seconds remaining in that penalty. Gretzky leading his Oilers up the ice. They go offside on a power play where they had caught both of the Islander power players. Penalty killers. There's Peter Pocklington, the controversial owner of the Edmonton Oilers. Someone say that his aim now is to become Prime Minister of Canada. There are not many that think that that will happen.
Did you see how much cash and jewelry he lost in Chicago during that series?
I heard.
It's about as much as you brought on this trip.
Hanging around with you, I need that kind of cash.
You're going to before it's over. The puck shot down into the Edmonton zone where Hoodie will pick it up. $400,000 worth of cash and jewelry reportedly stolen from his room in Chicago. He and his wife wearing the jewelry. Coffey across the line, trying to move in on the right side. Checked by Langevin. Langevin unable to clear it out on the first attempt. Now knocks it out of Lindstrom's skates. On the blue line, Messier held it in, gave it to Lindsman. Lindsman went to center one. Langevin broke it up, and Billy Carroll clears it, not out. Lindsman put it right on Morrow's stick. Games are at 6 aside as Morrow shoots it into the Edmonton zone. Charlie Hoodie tries Messier on the left side. Ahead for Lindstrom. Trottier stepped in front of him, and that's something the New York Islanders do so well. Take the center ice area away from a good skating team like Edmonton. Gillies to Langevin. To Kaller, picked up by Trottier. Ryan Trottier's backhand pass hit Kaller, and Ralston goes back. Ralston led Edmonton in the regular season scoring against the Islanders. Vogelin's pass broken up by Kaller, and the Oilers are forced back again. Kevin Lowe waits behind the net. Gillies into forecheck. Lowe gave it to Lumley. Across to Ralston, down the left wing. Ralston checked by Persson, and Kaller has cleared it to center. Lee Vogelin hustles back into his own zone. He is the captain of the Oilers. Vogelin one-handed it to center. Kaller broke up the play, gave it to Gillies, now to Trottier. Over the Edmonton line, Trottier to Kaller, comes in with a backhand pass and turn to the blue line to Persson. Around one man, and his shot was blocked by Vogelin. There's Semenko. Trottier steps into him. The puck went to Gillies. Clark Gillies back of the net. Put it out in front, but right to Lumley. Breaks out with two men back for the Islanders. Lumley waits for some help to arrive, then dumps it into the Islanders zone. Smith left it for Potvin. To the right side to Kaller. Anders Kaller now to Potvin. Potvin's pass to the Edmonton line was broken up. Hughes to Jackson. He was bumped solidly. Hughes over the line with a shot grab by Billy Smith, and he'll hold it for a face-off. We get a break in the action. 15:45 left in the second period with the score. The Islanders won, the Oilers nothing. From the draw, here's Gregg with a shot that went bouncing off Johnson and wide. Langevin up the right side to Dwayne Sutter. He has the only goal of the game. Sutter to Langevin. Right side at center ice. Brent Sutter was knocked off the puck. Here's Cote. Cote across the line. Brent Sutter ran into him. Dwayne Sutter got a piece of his man, and the puck is tied up on the board. Comes loose. And the Oilers able to control it again. Dave Hunter unable to center it, however. Langevin takes care of business. Wayne Sutter bumping with Hughes. There's Langevin as well. Hughes comes out in front of the net, and Johnson broke up that play. Now a long shot bounces off the body and went wide. Bob Bourne goes to the corner. Clears it high and out into center ice. Back comes Cote. Cote to Anderson. Anderson over the line with a shot. Smith was ducking, but he grabbed it. He went down, got the catching glove up around the shoulders to make the stop.
Anderson went in, signaled to Billy Smith. After Smith had picked off the shot, Anderson went in with a motion of a stick right over the head of Billy Smith. A little signal. Explosiveness building within this hockey game, Jake. You can feel it. The crowd knows it's there. They're on the edge of their seats looking for something to cheer about. Here's some of the heavy hitting along the board. There's Hughes as he goes in to Dwayne Sutter. Langevin. Then he comes in on Lindstrom. Fans here looking for something to cheer about. They're not used to going this long without the Oilers at least getting a few goals.
They break in now with a shot that hit Potvin in front of the net and is cleared for Nystrom. Nystrom to Trottier. Works on Hoodie as he comes over the Edmonton line. Trottier went wide, stops. The pass to Goring is intercepted by Curry. Gary Curry's lead pass broken up at center by Goring, and here's Brian Trottier again. Off the boards, out of the reach of Nystrom. It bounced away from Coffey. Coffey bumped solidly. Nystrom put it out in front. Pearson at the point. He shoots up, was blocked. Picked off by Goring, a drive. Bolt to save. Ginelli the rebound. He battles for it. Nystrom there as well. A scramble, and the puck comes loose. Gretzky out to center ice. To the Islander line. Cuts to the left side, and then had to hold on to the puck. Couldn't make the play. Does now, and it's broken up by Ginelli. Ginelli has shot it into the Edmonton zone. That's Kevin Lowe, the defenseman. Sending Gretzky in on the left wing was checked by Pearson. Bobby Nystrom at the center ice zone. He is checked, then recovers the puck, comes over the line, spun around by Fogelin and knocked down. No penalty call. Curry out to Gretzky. Gretzky, rink wide, went behind Anderson, brought over the line by Fogelin. Dave Fogelin puts on the brakes. It's bumped there by Janssen. Pearson takes it up back of the net. Pearson to Janssen. Thomas Janssen to Brian Trottier. To Kaller, out of his reach on right wing. Kaller trying to come in. Bogue slides out of the net, scoops up the puck, and will get a face-off. 13:29 left in the second period. This game is coming to you live from Edmonton, Alberta.
Brian Trottier getting ready to take the face-off against Ken Linseman to the left of Andy Moog.
1-0 Islanders. Linseman got the draw. The puck went to Messier on the left wing. Back to Linseman into center ice. Backhands it deep in the Islanders zone. Messier in quickly. Morrow knocked it away from him, and there's Trottier. Trottier plays it around the boards for Gillies. Craig checked him and then gave the puck to Kaller. And there's Kaller. Backhands it into center. Linseman off the boards. That hit Kaller, and he takes a vicious elbow at center, and he is down. Again, no penalty. Well, the Edmonton Oilers continue to get away with throwing vicious elbows. This one caught Kaller, who wears the protective shield, but it caught him flush on that shield, and now trainer Ron Waske is over to attend to him.
Shame to see in such a good matchup, in such a good hockey game, the kind of tactics. Let's take a look. There's the elbow right on Andy Kaller by, is that Linseman? Kaller's head snaps back. Down he goes. He's still down on the ice, getting up slowly now as Ron Waske attends to him. The Islanders trying to hold themselves from retaliating. They do not want to take the foolish retaliatory measures that would be costly in penalties. There's Kaller as he heads for the bench, appearing to be all right. We've seen it now happen to Tomas Jonsson. Take a look at some of the action around Andy Moog. He moves back and forth. That shot was on and labeled. Rebound by John Tonelli off the initial shot by Butch Goring.
I find it hard to believe that the scouting report that Edmonton is working off would say go to the body or the face, the elbows. Hitting is going to be intense.
Well, the hitting part is fine, Jakes, and I think it's good for teams to hit, try and gain some superiority.
Not that way, and there's Trottier jabbing at it and went over top of the crossbar. Trottier to Clark Gillies. Gillies in a battle for it. Pulls it away from Jackson out to Bob Bourne. Bourne to the blue line for Morrow, and his shot went off his stick. Curry clears it into center ice, and Anderson moves down right wing now into the Islanders' zone. Steered wide by Icing. Cuts in front of him. Shot it wide. Collided with the goalpost on the play as well. Anderson lost it to Trottier, and the Islanders have shot it down the ice. We're going to whistle here as Coffey goes back for the puck, and there's no further play. Greg Gilbert out for the first time. He and Moog exchanged some words as they skated away, or as Gilbert skated away at least, and now Moog is being warned by Van Helleman.
There's Andy Moog as Brian Trottier tipped the backhand shot. Moog got a piece of it, deflected it over the net. Greg Gilbert a moment ago as he circled in behind the net, chasing an icing play. Moog got the stick up on him. Here's Anderson. What a fine player as he gets a half a step on Thomas Johnson. Not many players can do that. Anderson's done it twice in this hockey game. He did it once in the first period. Again, right then.
Greg Gilbert didn't see much action in the series against Boston, but with Bossy out of the lineup tonight because of tonsillitis, Greg Gilbert is dressed. Trottier won the face-off, was checked, recovers the puck, laid it to the line. Hoodie lets one go. It hit top, and there's Semenko. Smith, the bouncing puck, and it's now in his catching glove.
Some lax play by the Islanders, Jake. They took it easy. They had possession of the puck twice. There's Dave Semenko. Islanders tried to clear it unsuccessfully. Dennis Potvin could not control it. There's Semenko as he charged in. Billy Smith stopped the puck and then grappled in the rebound.
Trottier will face off against Ralston of Edmonton. Puck loose for Potvin following the draw, and he takes it behind the net. Checks out his options. Around to Stefan Persson. Back to Potvin. Up comes Merrick into the Edmonton zone. He and Nystrom, and the play was broken up. Brumley for Edmonton. He has struggled during the playoffs to this point. Centered one out in front. Semenko was bumped by Greg Gilbert, who picks up the puck back in the net. Semenko pulled Persson down. It comes back to Hoodie from the blue line. His shot's been bouncing off Gilbert and out into center ice. This is Coffey backing into his own zone. Gave the puck to Ralston. Ralston over the line. Lets one fly. Smith makes the save. Billy Smith off the boards, out of the reach of Gilbert, and here's Lumley. Lumley sets up Coffey, and he was checked by Persson. The puck went loose. Gilbert leaves it for Persson across to the right wing, but it was knocked down by Coffey. All Coffey. Left side to Ralston. Lets a shot fly. Smith steers out of side. Oilers firing from all over the ice now as Nystrom gets it into the center ice zone for Wayne Merrick. And Nystrom was knocked down. Back come the Oilers. Here's Hunter moving in. His shot went wide as Persson checked him at the last second. Here's his bump by Gilbert. Cote picks it up, put it out in front. Hunter can't pull the trigger. Potvin falls on top of the puck. No whistle. They battled for it. Comes loose. Nystrom will take a penalty. Low shot hits Merrick. Comes bouncing out in front again, and Gilbert has poked it loose. And now the penalty is called after some hectic play in the Islanders' zone. A charging penalty to Bob Nystrom. There's a break in the action. We're midway through the second period with the score. The Islanders 1, the Oilers nothing.
Bob Nystrom draws a penalty. On the Islanders' side, it's looked upon as being a good penalty. The Edmonton Oilers had half of the team on the ice of the Islanders down. Smith was down, out of position. They closed in. They were going to put the puck in the open net. Bob Nystrom cross-checked or charged one of the Edmonton Oilers, draw the penalty. So the Edmonton Oilers, with their fans revving up, go to the power play.
This is their fifth opportunity of the night. Gretzky back to Hoodie. His shot right on. Smith the save. A bouncing puck on the rebound, and Trottier made contact with it, so the Oilers regroup deep in their own zone. 1-0. Islanders leading the Oilers on Dwayne Sutter's first period goal. Coffey into center ice. Anderson got it to Messier, who couldn't handle the puck, and this is Thomas Johnson. Johnson down the right side over the Edmonton line around Gretzky. Controls it again. Thomas Johnson makes the play to the corner for Billy Carroll. Carroll goes back to the net. Hoodie takes him off the puck, and there's Coffey. All Coffey. Into center ice. The talented defenseman gave it to the right side for Anderson. He is bowled over by Thomas Johnson. All Coffey works it to the opposite corner. Billy Carroll steps into Messier. Now Gretzky takes a hit from Morrill. The puck comes back to the left point. Hoodie across to Coffey. All copy to Charlie Hoodie. His shot goes off Carroll and up into the seats.
He made one in the first period. An outstanding defensive move by Billy Carroll. He just did another one as Edmonton tried to set up the point man to get the shot away. Billy Carroll timed his sliding save off the puck. Not only did he get enough of the puck to break up the shot, but the puck went up over the glass. That gives Al Arbor, as you see him standing behind the bench, Jimmy Pickard, the equipment manager for the Islanders, also standing there, gives Al Arbor a chance to change his penalty-killing unit.
The Oilers had the best power play in the league in the regular season, with 29.3%. They were only the third best on home ice. They were number 1 on the road. Here's Hoodie on the right side. Hoodie played it across. That hit Trottier, and he has cleared it to center. Away from Hoodie, who has to go back quickly.
Hoodie's been gambling a lot on the power play, Jiggs, and he gambled earlier. Trottier broke it up. He did it again there.
Hoodie just did get it away from Bourne and out to center ice, but Potvin has shot it back into the Edmonton zone. Larry Curry waits for Gretzky to turn. Gretzky went to the left side. The puck went to the right. It's picked up at center ice by Lindstrom. Pokes it in around Potvin, then is chased wide, and Persson comes back. Gave it to Potvin, fires it off the boards, and again, the Oilers are thwarted in the Islander end of the ice. That will also be one of the keys of the series. Which team can get the puck out of their own end the quickest? All copy. Played it out of the reach of Wayne Gretzky. Eddie Potvin hustles back. Oilers had 2 men on top of him quickly. Semenko backed into him. Now Semenko loses it back to the goal. Billy Carroll fades it up the left side to Goring. Teams are at 6 aside. The pass went to Nystrom. Bobby Nystrom has just come out of the penalty box, had a go-off-to stick and into the Islander bench. So we get a break in the action here in Edmonton. You're watching the Stanley Cup Finals on WOR-TV.
The defense of the New York Islanders versus the offense of the Edmonton Oilers.
Here's Randy Gregg. Long pass blocked by Langevin. They tried to send Hunter into the Islanders zone. Now, Kaller, who had been shaken up earlier in the period, gave it to Janssen. He has dumped it in right to Andy Moog. And the 23-year-old native of Penticton, British Columbia, smothered the puck.
We saw Peter Pocklington a moment ago, the owner of the Edmonton Oilers. There he is, John Pickett. He's chairman of, sitting with Claire Arbor. There's Peter Pocklington.
Look at the 2 gentlemen who own the franchises to compete for the Stanley Cup. Out to center ice comes Hughes. A long pass to Hunter was broken up by Janssen. Now Cote comes across the line. Cote to Hughes. It slipped off his stick. Pat Hughes back to Gregg. Gregg's shot hit Clark Gillies. Stayed in the Islanders zone for Cote. Cote and went off Langevin. Ends up in a glove that was on the ice. Comes loose and Gillies has cleared it. The old hidden puck trick. Now the Oilers shoot it around the boards. Here's Gillies on left wing. Mark Gillies across to Janssen. We have 7.5 minutes to play in the second period. Thomas Janssen missed Trottier on the right wing, and Jackson takes over for the Oilers. Gave it to Gregg. It's all red-headed Edmonton defenseman. Got it into center ice to Hughes. Comes across the line. Got tangled up with his teammate Cote, then shot one wide of Billy Smith. Dave Langevin, who has played part of his professional career right here in Edmonton, gave the puck to Janssen, down to the right side. Brent Sutter moved up, couldn't get there in time. Here's Langevin. He has been steady in his first game back following that knee injury. Bob Bourne poked it into the Edmonton zone, but it was offside. It was the 15th of April when Langevin suffered the knee injury in that series against the Rangers that sidelined him, and there were thoughts at that time that it may be the end of his career. But lately, he was on a day-to-day basis and comes back to play his first game in the finals tonight against the Edmonton Oilers.
Look at the captain, Lee Fogelin, 28 years old. It is 9th National Hockey League season. Buffalo's first pick back in 1974.
Now Fogelin for the Oilers cleared the puck to Linsman. Dumps it wide of the Islander net. Billy Smith put the catching glove on it. Plays it to Blaine Sutter. The 2 Sutter brothers and Bob Bourne remain as this forward line for the Islanders. Potvin sent Bourne down the left side to Brent Sutter. Shot it in off the boards and got hit by Lee Fogelin. Andy Moog plays it to the left wing. Held in by Bourne, put it out in front, but Fogelin was there. Up the middle quickly to Lindstrom. Potvin got a piece of him, separating him from the puck. Messier unable to clear it in the Islanders zone. Bourne ties up Fogelin. Brent Sutter and Twain come over the line 2-on-1. The pass to Twain, but the whistle is sounded on an offside. And the Oilers go after Dwayne Sutter, who shot the puck after the whistle. Brent Sutter is right there in the middle of it. I don't think Sutter heard the whistle. At least that was the way he reacted. Shot it. Now they separate. We get a break in the action. Our score, the New York Islanders 1, the Edmonton Oilers. Face-off coming just outside the Edmonton blue line. Scoring centers for Nystrom and Tonelli with Johnson and Morrow on defense. Shot it in around the boards. Moog blocked it. And Paul Coffey played it to the right wing for Charlie Hoodie. Hoodie checked by Tonelli. Down to Goring, comes over the line. Coffey comes back. Goring shoots. Moog made the save. Goring tied up in the corner. Nystrom stepped in front of Dave Brumley, and out comes Semenko. Dave Semenko to the Islander line. His shot went off Morrow and bounced off the boards as well. Nystrom is there. Ronnie Nystrom lost it to Gretzky, who centered, and there was Goring to take it away from him. Butch Goring to John Tonelli. Lost the puck. Lumley trying to hold it in. Around the boards to Gretzky. Gretzky comes out in front of backhanders. Fifth the save, and Morrow cleared the rebound. Eddie Morrow out of his own zone. Gave it to Nystrom on right wing. Dumps it into the Edmonton territory. Charlie Hoodie with two men on top of him was able to get it off the boards. Dave Lumley shot it off. Hoodie skates into center ice. We have just over 5 minutes remaining in the second period. It's still 1-0 as Dwayne Sutter took the pass. And off the stick, here's Coffey. Paul Coffey starts the rush for the Oilers. Into center ice. Coffey across the line. Pulls to the right. Let the backhander go. Smith. Has he made the save? Yes. No red light. It's in the pads of Billy Smith.
Paul Coffey rushes down the ice. He let a backhand shot go. He thought the puck was in the net. He was the only one. There's Coffey, number 7, as he goes back quickly to the bench. There's the rush as Coffey starts out of his own end of the ice. He handles the puck well, and he skates well against Dave Langevin. He goes outside, and with that backhand shot, Billy Smith has it trapped. What made Paul Coffey think the puck was in the net, only he knows.
Ryan Trottier will face off for the Islanders against Cote of the Oilers. Puck went to Langevin as Trottier won the draw. Langevin around to Dwayne Sutter. Hunter knocked it away from him. Jackson fanned on his shot. Hunter picks up the puck. Dave Hunter pulled it away from Dwayne Sutter. Went back to the net with it for Cote, who has to chase it to this near corner, and overcomes Merrick. Wayne Merrick unable to recover it. Hunter gave it to Langevin, and the Islanders clear it rink wide and out into center ice. Now Jackson tries to send Hunter across the line. He gets checked right at the blue line. Wayne Merrick at center ice. Gave it to Greg Gilbert on left wing. Gilbert falling. Recovered the puck and then lost it to Cote. Cote on the right wing into the Islanders zone. The pass to Hunter was in his skates. He turns. Shoots it in around the boards. That hit the referee. Gilbert. Now to Merrick. Wayne Merrick clears it into center. It rolls on edge down into the Edmonton territory, so we'll get an icing call here against the Islanders. We'll also get a break in the action with just over 4 minutes to play in the period. The score, the New York Islanders 1, the Edmonton Oilers no score. The face-off is in the circle to the right of the Islander goal. We have game 2 of the series coming up Thursday night on WOR, live from the Northalnds Coliseum in Edmonton. Trottier and Linsman. The draw went to Morrow. Now to Bourne. Bob Bourne sends Trottier over center ice. Right side to Kaller. Kaller trying to come in around low. Went to the corner with it. And there's Kaller. His centering attempt went off the stick and was recovered at center ice by Johnson. Johnson played it to the Edmonton line. Up comes Fogelin over the Islander line. Offside as Messier was in ahead of him, and the Oilers and their fans complain about that.
Seeing some rapid offsides. Quite a few on both sides. A couple of shifts ago, the Islanders had a 2-on-1 break. Offside. Both Sutter brothers, they broke away. Dwayne on the right side got in ahead of Brent as he crossed the blue line. They had a 2-on-1 break nullified. Quickly, you have to think back to the power play offside by Edmonton that has hurt them.
1-0 Islanders. Lowe plays the one off the boards and down into the Islanders zone. Thomas Johnson starts out now with a pass up the right wing to Kaller. Anders Kaller back to Johnson. Over center ice. Around Lindstrom. Into the Edmonton zone. Lost his balance. Managed to hold on to the puck and then was checked. Here's Morrow. Morrow shot it high. Andy Moog plays it away from Trottier. Fogelin comes out of the corner. Fogelin to Lindstrom to Lindstrom. Back to Lindstrom. And now to Messier. Trying to cut in off the right wing and lost control of it. Ryan Trottier to Clark Gillies. Gillies out to center ice for Kaller. Kaller turning. Plays it up the left side out of the reach of Thomas Johnson. The Islanders are in the middle of a player change, and the Oilers are taunting Trottier from the bench. Here's Gretzky playing the puck across to Fogelin. Fogelin to Lindstrom on right wing into the Islanders zone. Willie Lindstrom, who they acquired from Winnipeg at the trading deadline, can't make the play. Tonelli is bumped by Anderson. Tonelli down on his knees, got it to Potvin, now to Persson. Nystrom, Goring, and Tonelli are the Islander forwards. Persson checked in his own zone, recovers the puck. No, he didn't. Gretzky was right on top of him. Now Tonelli on the left side. Gets it out into the center ice zone, and here's Anderson. Glenn Anderson, checked by Goring. Loose puck at the Edmonton line. Nystrom is knocked down. Up comes Anderson into the Islander territory. Around Persson, goes in deep, can't make the play. Covers up back of the net. Anderson fires one wide. Gretzky takes it on left wing, gave it to Coffey, to Anderson. It's stolen by Goring, who has worked it into the center ice area. Paul Coffey comes back in over the line. Coffey checked by Goring, and Persson picks up the puck. Less than 2 minutes to play in the second period. Persson and Potvin start out. This is Potvin on the left side. His pass intercepted. Coffey sends Curry over the line on right wing. Gretzky heads for the net. The pass was there. Oh, what a stop by Billy Smith. Gretzky had him dead to rights, and Billy Smith slid across to his right to make the save.
Can you believe it? He got to the puck. Talk about lateral movement by a goaltender. Billy Smith exhibits it perfectly. Here come the Edmonton Oilers. There's a fast pass. Gretzky one swipe. He was putting it in the net. Billy Smith got across quickly to get his pads in front of it, making the best save of the hockey game so far. There's been plenty of them. Here goes Gretzky. And here come the Edmonton Oilers. There's the pass, a quick one. And look at the move by Billy Smith as Yeri Curry's pass to Gretzky is thwarted by the quick cat-like movement of Billy Smith.
Save of the game to this point. Recorded by Billy Smith. The Oilers get the draw. Gregg from the line. It's deflected off Warren's stick and way up into the seats. 1 minute and 39 seconds left in the period. But a nice telegram when our broadcast crew arrived here in Edmonton. Some good Islander fans celebrated their 35th wedding anniversary yesterday. He is a hockey widower. According to his son, Bruce Stark says that his mother is a diehard Islander fan. Evelyn and Mel Stark celebrated their 35th yesterday, and we congratulate them. Brett Sutter on this face-off with Cote. Hughes moving into the Islanders zone, put it out in front. The puck was cleared. And here's Bourne on the left side. Across, Kenny Morrow picks it up. Laid it out to center ice. Hunter got a stick on it there. Cote struggles across the line on the right side. The youngster lets one fly, and it was way wide of the mark. Here's Hughes. Pat Hughes to Cote. Put it out in front. That hit Johnson. Comes back to Gregg. Andy Gregg's shot went wide. Brent Sutter moves it up right wing, and Blaine Sutter clears it out of there, forcing Gregg to hustle back. And there now is exactly a minute to play in the second period. Hunter with the puck. Dave Hunter comes over the center ice strike. To the Islander line, lost it, picks it up again, shot it around the boards. Clark Gillies, who's playing the left side now, drops it back into his own zone for Thomas Johnson. To Morrow, to Brent Sutter. Sutter at center, slaps it away from Lindstrom. It bounced off the boards, but Moog was out of the net to clear it in time for Jackson. Quickly up to Messier, who was in full flight. He got to center ice and elected to dump it in. Potvin and Lindstrom collide. Lindstrom puts it out in front. It's picked up by Stefan Persson. Now to Gillies. Over to Kaller. Kaller across the line. Managed to get it to Trottier. To Gillies. Oh, and he was cutting through in front. Couldn't handle it. Brian Trottier is checked in the corner, and here's Lowe. Lowe sends it to Messier on left wing. Into center ice to Fogelin. Across the line. Fogelin. Drop pass intercepted by Clark Gillies with 6 seconds left, and Gillies has shot it off linesman Ray Scapanello and into the Edmonton players' bench.
Close call at Edmonton's end of the ice, Jigs, as the Islanders moved in, passing the puck well. Clark Gillies was in too close. The puck went to his stick, but he was in on the doorstep of Andy Moog, could not handle the puck. Consequently, did not get a shot away. The puck went off into the corner. There he is. Mark Messier has 3 hat tricks in the playoffs so far this year.
That is a mark that has been equaled now by Michael Bossy of the Islanders. Bossy missing this game, and time runs down in the second period. There's the horn. The Islanders continue with that 1 goal that they picked up in the first period. It's at the end of 2. Our score here at the Northalnds Coliseum in Edmonton, Alberta, is the New York Islanders 1, the Edmonton Oilers 0. We'll be back with a recap, but first we pause for the Grey Cup and leave it here eventually.
And they got off to a horrendous start. And, of course, the football fans here in Edmonton spoiled, something like what Montreal fans were for many years in hockey. And you might say that in a nice way, the New York Islander fans, with the Islanders winning 3 straight Stanley Cups, they've captured that. The Edmonton Eskimos got off to a horrendous start this year, and everybody, of course, was quickly to get down on them, but they showed why they were champions. They rebounded, came back, and won the Grey Cup anyway.
So the Islanders out on the ice were awaiting the return of the Edmonton Oilers for this final period. Against the Washington Capitals, the Islanders outscored them 19-11, won the series in 4 games. They outscored the New York Rangers 28-15, winning that series in 6 games. Against the Boston Bruins, the Islanders outscored them 30-21, also winning in 6 games. The Oilers have lost only once in the playoffs. That was in Calgary. On home ice, they are 7-0, and on the road, they are 4-1. In the Stanley Cup playoffs of 1983.
Someone said that if they'd have had another minute or two, they'd have sent that game into overtime in Calgary. They lost at 6-5. They were trailing at one point, something like 6-1 or 6-2, and they came roaring back. But before they could get the tying goal, the buzzer went, and Calgary had their only win of the playoffs against Edmonton.
The newspapers here today did an excellent job in chronicling the history of this franchise, the team that joined the World Hockey Association originally 10 years ago. But the franchise really came into being for the price of $825,000. That's what they paid to Indianapolis for the services of Wayne Gretzky. It was a trade, but there was cash involved as well. It cost them another $7,900 to charter a Lear jet to fly him from Indianapolis to Edmonton for a game that night. Money well spent.
Well worth the price. They had to get another Lear jet to bring his family. It would have still been well worth the price.
And especially in light of the rumors now that they are ready to sell them, or they're contemplating selling them for something like $18 million. These people here wouldn't allow it. The Islanders have cleared the puck down into the Edmonton zone, and it's going to be called back immediately for icing. So we're 11 seconds into the final period. The face-off will be to the left of goaltender Billy Smith.
Edmonton, 29 playoff games. They're up against a team that has played 133 times. The Islanders in playoff competition. Of the 29 games Edmonton has played, they have won 18. They have lost 11. The Islanders 89 wins and 44 losses in playoff hockey.
Billy Smith owns 69 of those 89 victories. The draw comes back to Gregg. Randy Gregg played it around the boards. Kershaw gives chase. Jabbed it ahead to Nystrom. They have 2 men on top of him immediately. Now Cote is upended by Kershaw. Cote tied up in the corner. Kershaw all over top of him. They'll face off again on the Islander end of the ice.
Number 14, Biggs had talked about. Ray Cote, 21 years old. He's in his 2nd professional year. Spent the regular season with the Moncton Alpines of the American Hockey League. Scored 29 goals for them. Has impressed Glenn Sather to the point that they brought him up and are using him regularly here against the Islanders.
Speaking of the American Hockey League, congratulations go to the Rochester Americans, champions of the American Hockey League.
Has to be one of the oldest franchises in the American Hockey League also.
I guess it's the division, is it not?
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. Al Arbor was there at one time.
Yes, he was.
Gary Cheevers.
We just saw Nystrom checked in the Edmonton territory. Down the left side comes Curry. Can't make the play as Morrow caught up with him, and the Islanders have cleared it back to center ice. This is Gregg to Anderson. Steps in between Johnson, is dragged down. He went to go between Nystrom and Johnson, is dragged to the ice, and Thomas Johnson is headed for the penalty box. A break in the action. We have 19 minutes and 9 seconds to play. The Stanley Cup Finals, live on WOR-TV.
There are good penalties and bad penalties. Thomas Johnson pulls down Glenn Anderson, and had he not done it, Anderson was on his way to Billy Smith to challenge him. Thomas Johnson got the hook on him, pulled him down. Bob Nystrom was not going to get to him, and neither was Thomas Johnson unless he drew a penalty.
Gretzky on that draw. The puck held in by Coffey to the right side. Anderson with it. To Paul Coffey, who knocked it out of the air. Coffey gives it to Curry. Around behind the net, there's Gretzky. Centered one. A backhander was blocked. Gretzky with it again. To Curry. Now to Coffey. Unloads a drive that went wide. Messier was parked there but couldn't get a stick on it. Messier's shot hit Stefan Persson, and Butch Goring lofts it in the air. It got away from Curry and comes out to center ice. Curry across to Coffey. He likes to shoot it around the boards. Here's Billy Carroll. Poked at it. It comes to Anderson. Anderson into Curry. Now to Anderson. Anderson to Curry. Curry starts in. His shot ricocheted off Persson. Messier sets up Gretzky back of the net. Now to Messier. To the point. This is Curry across to Coffey. Coffey shot blocked by Potvin, and he shoots it down the ice. 55 seconds gone, and Johnson's hooking penalty. All Coffey quickly to Gretzky, who hung right at the blue line to Anderson. He shoots. That was wide of the net. Billy Smith clears it to the corner. There's Gretzky pulling it away from Carroll. Went to the backhand, to the forehand, gave it to Curry. His shot right on. Pad save by Billy Smith, and out comes Carroll. Very calmly, coolly, collected. Billy Smith just put the right pad out. Here's Coffey. Coffey stick handling into the Islanders' zone. Gave it to Gretzky. He is checked. Bourne failed to clear it out, however. Coffey's pass knocked out of the air. Billy Carroll falling, moved it to Bourne, and the Islanders have cleared it. 25 seconds remaining in Johnson's penalty. The sixth power play of the game for the Edmonton Oilers. And they start out now with 17 seconds left in it. Lindstrom is across the line, tries to cut inside Langevin. Did Smith the save, a bouncing puck on the doorstep and underneath Billy Smith. A collision at the last second, but Smitty, who had turned around, has smothered the puck.
There's no question that Ken Lindstrom has a quick mind. He used his quick legs and his quick mind to get outside. Dave Langevin, here he is, a one-on-one. Lindstrom turns on the speed and beats Dave Langevin. There's a loose puck around the net. Billy Smith finally grabbed onto it as Dave Semenko, number 27, is taken down by Langevin. He tried to swing the puck loose. Smith had a good grip on it.
9 seconds remaining in the Islander penalty. Lindstrom will take the face-off against Trottier. One of the banners hanging here tonight, tonight's special, the rat poison, in reference to the nickname Rat. It's been hung on Kenny Lindstrom. Low from the blue line, his shot hit Goring. Overhaulin slaps it around the board. Johnson is out of the penalty box. The Oilers trying to get set up. Lindstrom drops it back to Lowe. He was checked and the puck went wide. Johnson on the left wing has dumped it ahead to Trottier, but out of his reach. Now Fogelin across to Lowe. Back to Fogelin. Fogelin into center ice to Lindstrom. Across the Islander blue line, gave the puck to Lumley. Dave Lumley is checked and makes a bad play, shooting it out into center ice. And now the whistle sounds. Gillies and Lumley looking daggers at one another and exchanging some heated conversation as well, so we're going to get penalties. 16:42 remaining in regulation time with a break in the action, and our score from Edmonton is the Islanders 1, the Oilers.
New York penalty, Gillies.
Flashing penalties go to Clark Gillies of the Islanders and Lumley of Edmonton. So they're both gone at 3:18 for 2 minutes.
Teams at 5 aside for the Islanders. Al Arbor has Trottier and Kaller up front. Potvin and Persson on the point. Stefan Persson lead pass to Kaller, who was out of his reach. Nobody has made contact with it now, and the Oilers are able to touch up first. They moved it to Gretzky on left wing, and he was bowled over immediately. Here's Curry across the line. Curry is checked. Loose puck. Potvin didn't tie up Curry completely, and the pass across to Gretzky went behind him. Gretzky to Jackson. Into the corner, intended for Gretzky. He picks it up Put it out in front. There was Trottier. Trottier upended by Curry. Trottier recovered, however, to give it to Persson, and he has cleared it down into the Edmonton zone. Randy Gregg will put a stick on it. We'll get an icing call here. 1 minute and 15 seconds left in the penalties to Lumley and Gillies. Still 15 minutes and 57 seconds left in regulation time.
There he is, number 99, Wayne Gretzky. He holds or shares 32 National Hockey League records. 26 goals in 29 playoff games. An average of 2.4 points per game in the playoffs.
Is that worth $825,000? You bet your bippy it is. Bourne across the Edmonton line. To Brent Sutter. Couldn't get a stick on it. It was kicked aside by Andy Moog. There's Anderson winding up back of the net. Glenn Anderson, who's had a brilliant series in the playoffs. To Hoodie, to Gretzky. Offside. And the whistle is sounded. Anderson and Brent Sutter arm in arm as they waltz around on the Islander end of the ice, and now the linesmen try to separate them. I had the feeling in the second period that we were watching a time bomb tick down.
You could feel the tension in the air. The fans could feel it. They're all on the edge of their seats. I know that this could break loose at any time. A break in the action here with the Islanders still leading the Oilers 1-0. Penalties to both teams. Take a look. Anderson through the center ice area with the puck. Sutter, Brent Sutter, gets a hooking penalty. Anderson elbowing to Anderson, so they both go to the penalty box.
New York penalty, Brent Sutter, 2 minutes hooking.
Fellow that played in Long Island at one time in the background next to Glenn Sather, John Muckler. Played for the Long Island Ducks at one time.
And another assistant coach here, an old playmate of yours, Eddie Green. Coffey, a breaking pass, didn't reach Gretzky. Here's Goring. The teams are at 4 aside, including the goaltenders. Goring back into his own zone, gave it to Thomas Janssen. Up the left wing, Coffey gets back. Goring is right on top of him as they ran into the linesman at center ice, and Goring cleared the puck but couldn't make the pass complete. Coffey checked by Morrow. Loose puck. Gretzky pokes it into the corner for Coffey. Coffey to Gretzky. Moves in. Smith got a piece of him. Gretzky went flying, and now a shot turned aside by Smith. Gretzky went to center one that was broken up and cleared down into the Edmonton zone.
Close call again. Billy Smith got up quickly to make the save, Jiggs, but Gretzky could not control the puck right in front of Billy Smith.
Now Coffey comes in on the left wing side. Went to center the puck. It hit Persson. Teams are at 5 aside now. Bourne ahead quickly to Gillies. Gillies over the line. Cuts in with a shot up high on Moog, but he was able to make the save. Wayne Gretzky hands it right to Bourne. Comes out of the corner. Bourne back to Persson from the blue line. Faked the shot. Tries to cut in around Messier. Centered one. It was blocked in front by Hoodie. Sally Hoodie fed it to Gretzky. Now to Messier. Mark Messier shoots one that hit Potvin and bounces to the blue line. Bourne moves up and pokes it into center ice. Coffey drops it back. That's Fogelin. The Oilers just move it into the Islander zone. Tonelli unable to clear it out cleanly. It hit Linsman, and now Potvin moves it to the left wing for John Tonelli. Tonelli comes over the line, trying to stick handle around Fogelin. Goes to the corner with it. Tonelli back to the point. Potvin had headed for a player change, and Morrow will pick it up in his own zone. Just under 14 minutes to play in regulation time. Tonelli gave it to Merrick. Left side to Janssen. Neat move across the line. Janssen shoots off the stick handle of Lowe and into the second level of seats here at the Coliseum in Edmonton.
2.2. In the playoffs, they have it listed at 2-4. Won't argue. It's still a lot of points. Here's the play. Wayne Gretzky outguessed Thomas Janssen. And there's the play to Gretzky. You can see he was having trouble. Billy Smith was giving him the trouble. Gretzky went to his forehand. Smith got a chunk of Gretzky. The puck kept on going. He couldn't control it to put it in.
2 seconds remaining in the penalties to Brent Sutter and Glenn Anderson. Face-off in the Edmonton zone at the point of the deflection. Trottier moves up with Craig Gilbert. Morrow and Janssen on the Islander defense. Cote will take this draw for the Oilers. Off Trottier's stick. The teams at equal strength again, and Jackson comes over center ice. Shot it wide of the Islander net. Smith leaves it for Morrow. Kenny Morrow being watched by Hunter, who's in deep forechecking. The Oilers sent only one man in at the moment. The pass to Trottier up the left side, and Greg Gilbert was checked. Greg checked in turn, got hit. Here's Trottier moving in. Ryan Trottier holding on to the puck. Dumps it around the boards. Moog went out of the net to clear it. Trottier will get a stick on it. He's pumped by Greg. Trottier lost it in the corner, and it's shot down the ice by Cote. It rolls on edge. Does get over the goal line, but icing had been waved off. Sahn tries the left wing side with Thomas Johnson bringing it into center ice. He's across the blue line, stick handling neatly. Jackson knocks him over. The Oilers, Pat Hughes works it up left wing. Greg Gilbert stepped into his man, and the puck stayed in the Edmonton zone. It was Hunter who was trying to move it out. This time, Hughes moves it to Cote, comes over the line. Hughes heads for the net. Cote on the backhand, goes to the forehand to make the play to Hunter, and his shot went wide. Hughes unable to get to it in time. Sahn gives it to Keller on right wing. Out to center ice. Goring moved up. Hoodie beat him to the puck. Charlie Hoodie sends Coffey into the Islanders' zone. Paul Coffey shot one that hit Sahn, and there's Goring. Moves it to center neatly. Got a hit on the play as well. Tonelli streaks in over the line. Works on Hoodie. Tonelli shot blocked by the Edmonton defenseman. Anderson. Long pass to Gretzky. He's over the line. Gretzky cuts in. The shot hit Langevin. Anderson, a backhander off the shoulder of Smith. Anderson puts it out in front. That's cleared. Picked up by Tonelli, who starts up the left wing side. Tonelli and Anderson collide at center ice. Curry is forced to play it back into the Edmonton zone. Chasing it is Charlie Hoodie. Hoodie to Coffey. It went in and out of his skates. Then Hoodie, or Coffey at least, was hit by Nystrom, and the puck is cleared to the open wing. Picked up by Gretzky. Gretzky checked by Goring. Goring out in front. Tonelli moves in, shoots. Oh, what a save by Moog. A pile up in the goal mouth, but Moog has smothered the puck.
The opportunist, the Islanders, a break in the action. The score, the Islanders 1. The Oilers nothing. We'll be right back. Just get an opportunity. Andy Moog takes it away from them, much like Smith did to Gretzky. Moog did to John Tonelli.
17,498 looking on here at the Northalnds Coliseum. We're glad you're able to join us. Brent Sutter just tested Moog. Sutter trying to come out of the corner, gets turned around by Fogelin, and the puck went to Lindstrom. Willie Lindstrom ahead for Kevin Lowe to Messier on left wing, cutting right in on goal, but the whistle is sounded on an offside. The crowd didn't hear it. Messier put it in the net, but Billy Smith just stepped out of his way, let him do whatever he wanted with it. Smitty had heard the whistle, obviously.
Well, offside as Speedy, Mark Messier, went quickly down the left wing side, but the 22-year-old was offside, playing in his 5th professional season.
Now here's Morrow at center ice. Laid it in around Kevin Lowe. The sticks came up a little as Fogelin went back for the puck. It was checked by Bourne. Messier met in the corner by Dwayne Sutter. Bourne puts it to the blue line, but it was intercepted by Linsman. Long pass, intercepted in turn by Janssen, and the Oilers take over again. Fogelin shot it to the Islander territory. Janssen's pass at center ice was intercepted by Kevin Lowe. Lowe shoots it around the boards. Lindstrom checked by Janssen, and there's Brent Sutter. Got it to Morrow. 10.5 minutes remaining in regulation time as Morrow shot it off the boards into the Edmonton zone, and we'll get an icing call against the Islanders.
It's at this point, Jiggs, that the players on the Islander team know that under certain circumstances, it's in their best interest to ice the puck, shoot it down the ice, relieve the pressure. Al Arbour wants to change the players quickly at this point. He does not want to have any tired Islanders out on the ice. Of course, on the other side, neither does Glenn Sather. He wants to build some kind of consistent pressure against the Islanders, something he hasn't not been able to do throughout the hockey game. He did a little in the second period, but not to the point where he could get a goal.
Billy Smith clears the puck across to Bourne, starts out of his own zone with a pass to Trottier. Trottier and Cote collided at center ice. Hughes played it back to Gregg, down to Jackson. Jackson, a long pass, hit Cote and bounces into the Islander end of the ice. Sahn runs into Hunter. Gillies comes back in deep. Islanders fail to move it out. Here's Jackson trying to cut through in front, and he backhanded it wide. Hughes picks it up. Shot it around the boards. Hunter at the side of the net trying to put it out in front. Couldn't do it. Jackson in from the blue line. Laid it out in front. Smith steered it aside. Gregg at the point. Lets one go, and that hit Trottier. Ryan Trottier stick handles out of his own zone. Knocked down from behind, and the Oilers come right back in again. Here's Hunter on right wing. Hunter to Hughes, and he was checked by Pearson. Backhand clears it out of there. Again, it'll go the length of the ice. And again, we'll get a whistle. 9 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in regulation time. A break in the action. You're watching the Stanley Cup Finals on WOR-TV.
Fans still in behind their Edmonton Oilers. Noisy fans here in Edmonton. They're looking for a goal.
Oh, my, and they just about had it as Curry drilled one from the high slot. Curry back to the point. Putty lets one go. Smith the pad save, and it ends up in the right wing corner. Here's Curry. Gary Curry to Anderson, and he shot it high and wide. Thomas Johnson for the Islanders dumps it out into the center ice zone. Picked up by Paul Coffey. Gave it to Hoodie. Charlie Hoodie starts the rush with a pass to Coffey. Coffey to the right side. Gretzky trying to break in. Stop. Shoots. Anderson shot it wide as Gretzky set him up beautifully. A drive off the right point is blocked back in the net. Gretzky knocked down by Johnson. The puck came back to Hoodie. Into the corner. There's Thomas Johnson again. Lifts it high, and it goes up into the crowd, and the face-off will be in the Islander end of the ice. Well, we'll have Game 2 of this best-of-7 series live on WOR Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Hope you'll join us. Game 2 live from Edmonton on Thursday night at 9. And this game has lived up to all of the advanced billing. The Dream Series, they're calling it. The Edmonton Oilers, a high-scoring team. With Wayne Gretzky, as you look at him now, the cast of Anderson and Messier and Curry, and on you go with their forwards.
Right from the face-off, Jake. Gary Curry got that shot away, and Billy Smith knocks it down, making the save off him. A moment ago, Anderson missed the open net on a play from Gretzky.
And, of course, from the Islanders' standpoint, without Michael Bossy tonight, but with Trottier, Potvin, Bob Bourne, Clark Gillies, the Sutters, and so many more. This series is everything the league could ask for. Messier just stole the puck. Smith the save, the rebound. Smith blocked it. Another shot is blocked in front. Cleared to the corner, and there's Trottier shooting it down the ice. Billy Smith, without his face mask and helmet, is slapping the ice, trying to get a whistle. The Oilers can't get into the Islanders' zone, however. Wayne Sutter is checked, and now the puck is dumped into the Islander end of the ice. Potvin takes a look. He'll try to ice it if he can. Gets away from one man, shoots it down the ice, and that'll do it. Billy Smith will be able to recover his mask and helmet. He got shaken up a little in that encounter in front of the Islander goal.
Heavy pressure, Jake, from the Edmonton Oilers. They're all around the crease. I don't think anybody took any deliberate runs at Billy Smith, but Smith is always involved in the action in his end of the ice. Look at the save here. Look at the rebound, and another save as he reaches out, takes it away from Lintzman. Billy Smith, what action, what agility, what concentration. Edmonton, they've been all around them. They've had the opportunity. Gary Curry, Anderson, Lintzman, they've all been in and they've all had shots at him, but they cannot get it by him. And he stands firm as the best playoff goaltender for a long time.
The chances right there, back-to-back Lintzman and Lindstrom. We still have 8 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in regulation time. Andy Van Hellemond talking to Billy Smith. He's going to get an opportunity to go over to the bench.
He has not endeared himself to the Edmonton fans.
So as Ron Waske attends to his goaltender, some equipment repairs, we'll take this break in the action with the score. The Islanders 1, the Oilers 0. The effect that you saw a moment ago, and there you look at 39-year-old Glenn Sather. His team has had their chances. They're out shooting the Islanders 31-21. The trail 1-0. They get the draw here. Greg's shot is blocked, and out comes Keller. Jackson hustles back. So does Cote as Keller came over the line. Gave it to Trottier, and he shot it wide. Keller from back of the net. Comes out in front, gives it to Bourne, cuts in off right wing. His shot was blocked by Gregg. Trottier fed it to Johnson from the point of drive, deflected wide. There's Langevin slapping it around the boards. Bob Bourne picks it up. Bourne chased to the corner by Randy Gregg. They tie up one another. Trottier got the puck loose. Now he is forced to freeze it, and he'll face off in the Edmonton zone.
Billy Smith, Jiggs, you'll have to think and remember that a stole tactic is in the best interest of the New York Islanders. Billy Smith used that helmet episode to get to the bench. Since then, the Islanders have relieved the pressure. They've been down in Edmonton's end for that shift. giving him a little bit of a break. He's been under tremendous pressure by the Edmonton team, but he has stopped everything they threw at him.
Yes, he has. He has been Horatio at the bridge tonight. Trottier on the faceoff to Keller. Couldn't hold the puck in the Edmonton zone. He pulled the feet out from under Anderson. There is no penalty. Coffey got the puck into the Islanders zone, but right to Denny Potvin. Checks out the options. Tried the left wing with a pass to Gillies. Cleared it into center ice, but Gretzky sends Curry in quickly. His shot went wide, and he really blistered that one. Gretzky out of the corner to the blue line. Charlie Hoodie winds up. His shot tipped wide of the net. Hoodie gets a stick on it again, poked it to Anderson in the corner, and he was checked and turned by Trottier. Anderson able to hold it in. It's in the skates of Gillies. Pried loose. They got it to Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky trying to come out of the corner. The pass broken up and cleared by Keller. It won't go far enough for Icing. The Islanders in the middle of a player change as Coffey starts out of his own zone. Maestro moves in to forecheck on him. So Coffey takes it back to the net again. Goring moves in on him now. Goring runs into Coffey, and the puck goes right to Janssen. Thomas Janssen, left side to Tonelli. Tried to sneak in around Yari Curry. Runs into Hoodie, and here's Curry with the puck. Curry to Coffey. Coffey comes over the Islander line, cuts to the right side, lets one go, and it ricocheted wide after hitting Langevin. Anderson comes out of the corner, sets up Coffey, and he shot it wide. Hoodie on the right wing, into Gretzky, centers, and that hit Butch Goring. Goring starts out of his own zone, comes to center ice, stick handles across the Edmonton line, a pass to Nystrom. Nystrom goes around Hoodie, back of the net, centered, and loose puck. Goring moves over, can't get it. Up comes Gretzky. Gretzky is into the Islanders zone with Anderson. Gretzky's drive, Smith the stick save. Big rebound to Lindstrom. Lindstrom shot it wide. On the right side, Fogelin gets it back of the net. Gretzky can't center the puck. Here's Lindstrom. Lindstrom's shot hit Langevin. He moves it around the boards right to Fogelin, however. That drive was blocked. Messier picks it up. Goring steps into him, went down to the ice. Lindstrom has the puck, centers the Lowe. Kevin Lowe shot hit the post. It's underneath Billy Smith. Oh, my. And now Gretzky is complaining about somebody in front of the net, but there'll be a face-off to the left of the goal with 5:31 left. This game is coming to you from Edmonton, Alberta, with the Islanders leading 1-0.
Islanders have to relieve the pressure. Edmonton on the verge of getting a goal if the Islanders don't take the puck out of this end of the ice.
Oh, they just had a shot there that was tipped wide by Messier, who had parked himself in front of Billy Smith. Now Messier went to center one and hit Trottier. Messier comes out of the corner. Mark Messier. Out to Linsman, to Messier. Turns off the boards, played it back of the net. Billy Smith out to clear it away from Lindstrom. Messier races into the corner again. Around to the right side to Fogelin. Bob Bourne stepped into him, and Trottier clears the puck ahead and off the skates of Brent Sutter. Races into the Edmonton zone. Kevin Lowe beat him to it. Lowe to Messier, kicked it out to center ice. There's Bourne, peels right back into the Edmonton end of the ice. Over to Brent Sutter. Sutter hit hard by Fogelin, and the fans react to that. We have less than 5 minutes to play. The Islanders forecheck now on that Edmonton end of the ice. There's Brent Sutter trying to make the play, and Lowe tied him up. Wayne Sutter and Cote in a battle for it. Lowe comes back to help out, and Cote moves off the boards. Checked by Brent Sutter. Cote checked a second time, and it comes out to center ice now for Potvin. Eddie Potvin banks one into the Edmonton end of the ice. Moog to Lowe. Kevin Lowe checks out his chances. Gave it to Fogelin on the right side. Lee Fogelin shoots it in offside at the Islander blue line, so we're down to 4 minutes and 15 seconds left in regulation time.
Some hockey game, number 31, Billy Smith, 32 years old, his 12th season in the National Hockey League. He must feel like he's played a whole year in this third period. Right off the goalpost, that was Kevin Lowe as he cut in from his point position. Thomas Johnson had a hold of the blade of Wayne Gretzky's stick on that play. Gretzky complained vehemently to Ben Helleman, the referee, but it fell on deaf ears. As you cannot come any closer than Edmonton did then. They got the puck by Smith, but it hit the goalpost and deflected underneath them.
Brian Trottier will take the face-off against Cote. Gillies is on the left, Keller on the right. Johnson and Morrow on the Islander defense. The Oilers got the draw. Randy Gregg to Jackson. So Don Jackson dumps it in off the boards. Back goes Thomas Johnson. Johnson is checked to the corner. Hunter for the Oilers. Back to the point. Jackson loads one off Caller's stick and shot wide by Cote. Hunter comes off the far wing. Hunter got it out in front of the net. There's Cote with a shot. Smith the save. He juggles it and holds it for a face-off as Cote was there waiting for any loose puck.
Jake, something Billy Smith just did that a young goaltender may not have done. Smith had the puck under pressure in his glove, and as he went to unload it, he could see that Anders Caller had lost his stick. Caller was playing a defensive position in front of him without a hockey stick. A lot of goaltenders would have just instinctively unloaded the puck to him, and Caller would not have been able to handle it. Smith hung on to the puck, giving Caller a chance to go and get another stick.
Gretzky will take this face-off. Time remaining. You see it in the top corner as it disappears now. 3 minutes and 50 seconds. All that's left in regulation time. The Oilers get the draw again. Coffey shot blocked in front by Potvin, but bouncing back of the net out of the reach of Gretzky, and there's Denny Potvin. Potvin checked from behind, managed to get it to Bourne into center ice. Bourne picks up speed, lost his balance, managed to control the puck in the Edmonton end of the ice. Gave it to Caller. Caller back to Bourne. Bourne to Trottier, went off his skates. Persson recovers at center, giving it to Potvin, who lost it. Gretzky comes over the line. Persson cuts in. Gretzky's shot went wide. Smith got a piece of it, however. And now clears it. That goes over the glass into the crowd. Oh, my.
Dennis Potvin swings his hand down in disgust. He's mad at him. He's mad at himself. He allowed Gretzky to get the puck in behind him and take it away.
Coming up next on WOR, Benny Hill.
Let's take a look. Here's Potvin as he mishandled the puck. Gretzky. He moved in quickly and grabbed the puck. Went to his forehand, took the shot. Smith handled it easily, and in doing so, batted the puck up into the seats. Time wearing down. 3 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the hockey game. Edmonton trail by 1 goal. See the graphic for Gretzky, 3 game-winning goals. He'd like to make it 4, but he's going to have somebody or himself tie this game first.
Islanders taking some time and lining up for this face-off. Trottier now ready. Lindstrom got it back to Fogelin, over to Lowe. Lowe fired it wide. Billy Smith out to third to the corner for Morrow. Now to Nystrom. Bobby Nystrom. Long pass out of the reach of Bourne, and it bounces right to Andy Moe. He hasn't had a lot of work to do here in the third period, but when he's been called on, he has come up big. The Islanders have had only 21 shots in the game. The Oilers have had 35. The Islanders lead it 1-0. Stanley knocked the puck down, couldn't regain control. Messier fell as he got it to Lindstrom. Lindstrom checked to the Islanders zone, and Goring has cleared it. Going back is Lee Fogelin to Lowe. Lowe moves it to center ice to Lindstrom, dumps it into the Islanders zone. Johnson got back. Thomas Johnson to Nystrom. He is checked. Messier can't control it, however. So Coffey will pick it up deep in the Edmonton zone. Now the creature has stirred from this building. 17,000, and here's Nystrom stealing the puck. He shoots. Oh, Moe made the save. Nystrom point blank, and Gretzky comes down the left side now with a pass to Anderson. Checked at the blue line, recovers the puck. Back to Smith. Gretzky, who tipped it wide, and there's Hughes centering. Smith dives out. The puck goes loose. Hughes to Gretzky. Gretzky can't get it to Hughes. Potvin has been knocked down back of the net. Danelli slapping at it. Potvin trying to get up. The puck still loose. Danny Potvin lost it. Gretzky to Anderson, and it was broken up neatly by Persson. Nystrom flips it into the Edmonton zone with the time running down. 1 minute and 45 seconds left. The Oilers start out. Anderson is checked at center. Bob Bourne had it, lost it. Here's Morrow. Morrow to Dwayne Sutter. Sutter comes over the Edmonton line on right wing. He shoots. Moe just got a piece of it. Ends up in the right wing, and the Oilers unable to move it out of their own zone at the moment. Here's Hoodie across to Gretzky. Gretzky on right wing stops, makes the play, and it's broken up by Bourne. Bob Bourne missed Dwayne Sutter with the feed, and the puck is loose in the Edmonton zone with 1 minute 15 left. Messier starts out. Mark Messier over center ice to the Islander line, was slowed up and then offside as Gretzky stepped in ahead of him.
The legs won't turn when they want to. The lungs are not full of air. The players are tired. A grueling hockey game. What is Glenn Say they're thinking of? He's going to have to try and get Andy Moog out of the net pretty soon.
Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals. The Islanders and the Oilers right here on WOR-TV, 9 o'clock. Hope you're planning to join us.
A timeout has been called by one of the two teams. Let's take a look here. Coffey handed it right to Bob Nystrom. He's in all alone, and his shot, Moog made the save. A tremendous save off Bob Nystrom. He was going for the top right-hand corner, and Andy Moog, equal to the occasion, equal to Billy Smith, takes it off the stick of Bob Nystrom in all alone. Coffey made the mistake, under pressure, handed it right to Bob Nystrom. The strategy now. They've been through it before. Glenn Sather, smart coach, practices these kinds of things, these situations. When they come up, he knows exactly what he wants his team to do. He knows exactly what players he wants doing it.
One of the stories in the paper today was taken from a Chicago newspaper. The story said that the difference in this series would be that Al Arbour would outcoach Glenn Sather. Interesting remarks made that the experience of Arbour is compared to Sather, and the writer was of the opinion that Sather has a tendency to get rattled in pressure situations.
Good point, Jiggs. I go back to the 133 playoff games for the New York Islanders, and Al Arbour has been there for every one of them, and 29 games for Edmonton.
The off-ice officials tonight are from Calgary, just down the road a little. The Islanders lead 1-0 with exactly 60 seconds remaining in the game. The goaltender, Andy Moog, is still on the ice. The Islanders couldn't get it out of their own zone. Hoodie plays it around the glass, and there's Potvin. Out of the right wing side, Kaller jabbing at it, poked it away from Coffey. Trottier moves up quickly. Trottier to the Edmonton line, dumped it in, but Gillies was offside. We have 44 seconds left. But the face-off is in the Edmonton zone, just outside the blue line.
Hard for me to think, Jiggs, that the goaltender wouldn't have been going to the bench around the 1 minute and 10 second mark. He had all the opportunity in the world to get Andy Moog out of the net and didn't. Now you could say, well, Brian Trottier a moment ago in the center ice area chasing after the puck might have been able to put that in, but had they had the extra man on the ice, the puck may have never gotten out of the Islanders' end of the ice. Poor selection right there. Glenn Sather had the opportunity. He may not get another one.
Trottier got the draw to Morrow. He's dumped it in wide. Moog tried to knock it out of the air. Bourne went in after it. Oilers got it to Coffey up the right wing side. Moog starts out of the net now as Gretzky comes in across the line to Anderson. Cuts in a centering attempt, and Linsman was turned around. Kaller clears it, but not out. Brumley lost it. Got it into the corner. Coffey centers, and it just went wide. 20 seconds left. It comes out in front again. A scramble, and up comes Morrow. Eddie Morrow has an empty net facing him as he comes over center ice, and he scores! Morrow puts it into an empty net, and the Islanders will take game one of the Stanley Cup final.
The gamble was futile. The tremendous pressure of the Edmonton Oilers come very close to paying off. Dennis Potvin helping Billy Smith avoided an Edmonton goal. Let's take a look. There's the Oilers. There's the pass across the net. Dennis Potvin had tipped the puck. So did Billy Smith as Gretzky stood right on the goal crease. Ken Morrow breaks away, and under a heavy check, lets the shot go into the empty net. And it's 2-0 for the New York Islanders with only 12 seconds remaining in the hockey game. The third goal of the playoffs for Ken Morrow.
Unassisted goal at 1948. So the Islanders take a look at the clock. 3 seconds, all the left. Goring stole it, but couldn't pick it up again, and there's the horn. The Islanders have taken the home ice advantage away from the Edmonton Oilers, just as they did in Game 1 of the Prince of Wales Conference Championship with the Boston Bruins. And congratulations to Billy Smith and every one of the Islanders as you see them celebrating to a certain degree. It was a tough victory, though, 18.
It was, Jiggs, but you know, you relish in the fact that you've executed your game plan almost to perfection. Billy Smith was there to plug the holes in the dike whenever the Islanders made a mistake.
And so the final score is the New York Islanders 2, the Edmonton Oilers nothing. We'll be back with the recap of the Budweiser Star of the Game selection right after these messages. Islanders 2, the Edmonton Oilers nothing. Shots on goal in the third period by Edmonton 9 for a game total of 35. By the New York Islanders 6, a game total of 24. It was 1-0 on Dwayne Sutter's goal, until Kenny Morrow scored an empty net goal at 1948 to make it 2-0, and that salted away the victory in a game that could have gone either way in the last period. But it will take an empty net goal. You'll take whatever you can get in a game like this.
In its truest sense, Jigs, a classic of a hockey game, a treat to watch. And anybody that got a chance to see it will remember this hockey game for a long time. The goaltending at both ends, I would have to say that one didn't really outshine the other. Possibly you could, and in many cases, give an edge to Billy Smith. But early in the third period, with Bob Nystrom in there all alone, and Brent Sutter again, Moog was outstanding in the third period. Something that just comes back to haunt me a little bit, thinking about the game if I was coaching it, and obviously I'm not. I couldn't understand why Glenn Sather, with 1 minute and 8 seconds and the puck in the Islanders' end of the ice, didn't send that extra man in, because it was at that point that the Islanders were in their own end of the ice and looked a little disorganized.
Yes, he's open to some criticism, some second-guessing by us, and I'm sure the media will be asking that same question momentarily in their interview coming up. But he did pull him. He did get the puck in the Islander end of the ice in the final 30 seconds or so. Billy Smith didn't yield anything, and the Islander defense came through. Kenny Morrow, by the way, getting the empty net goal, and we're going to take a look at it, Eddie.
Yes, Kenny Morrow, of course, stands so firm and tall on defense that he played an outstanding hockey game. Here's the play at the Islanders' end. Gretzky, missed another opportunity, standing all alone just to the side of Billy Smith. And there's Morrow from his position. He was positioned perfectly in front of Billy Smith, stole the puck and put it in easily, and made it 2-0
to go tonight. That he appeared to be lost with the balance of the playoffs in the series with Boston, that underwent that arthroscopic surgery, missed only one game, and has returned. So the Islanders have defeated Edmonton 2-0, and Eddie Westfall makes his Budweiser Star of the Game selection.
I'd like to pick everybody on the team, Jigs, but of course I can't do that. You've got to look to Billy Smith, and there were times when mistakes were made in front of him, and the Edmonton Oilers could have scored goals, but Billy Smith stood firm. So, Billy, and I know you'll have more than one, this Bud's for you. You earned it, pal. And with that kind of saves throughout the whole hockey game, you kept your hockey team from falling not only into a tie, but possibly behind. So, Billy Smith, this Bud's for you.
And that's not all. We have a nice gift from John.
Well,